Hey, podcast pals. It's Dana from the Half-Ass Morning Show. As always, we appreciate you checking on the podcast, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. The July heat means it's officially swass and crotch soup season. Gross! It also means our AC units are being put to the test. I recently went through an issue myself, and I was so happy to have my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning in my corner. They gave me real options, didn't make me feel like a dummy for not knowing a single thing about HVAC systems, and let me choose what worked best for my home and my budget. No pressure, just comfort my way. Enjoy the show, thanks for listening, and stay cool this summer with Standard.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
The Thursday show. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen on the welcome to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. Today's program will feature this and almost certainly that. National Tequila Day.
Woo!
Oh, I miss tequila.
Don't do it.
Really?
Yeah, I love tequila. I've never had a bad experience with it, like most people, so I've been very lucky.
You're rare, then.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because it seems tequila and Jägermeister, most drinkers have a story about one or both. And then sometimes you'll hear people go, tequila, oh, God. No, I don't even want to think about tequila.
Absolutely.
Drunkest I've ever been was on drinking tequila.
Drunkest you've ever been.
By far.
Was that the Tijuana Josh incident?
Yes, it was. The year, I believe, was 1999. And, yeah, we went out to the Cuervo Nation a couple years in a row, and, they were plying us with more tequila than any young guy should ever drink.
Things got away from you, huh?
They did. And things got wet in my closet.
I will say the only thing that tequila does make me do, and I don't know why, it's just tequila. I always want to kiss girls when I drink tequila.
Me too.
Yeah. Funny you should mention that, Ashley.
Is that right?
I don't know what it does to me.
That's hilarious.
The women appear very appetizing to you when you drink tequila.
Yeah.
Have you actually done it, or it's just a desire?
Plenty of times.
She's a girl kisser. She is.
Gross.
National Tequila Day. I don't know. You know you'll regret it if you do it.
Yep.
Some folks are going to do it anyway, aren't they?
You better make sure you got the next day clear.
Yeah.
I like it.
Tequila made a list. They made a list of the different styles of hooch that folks could never drink again because of a terrible experience. Tequila made that list. You do like it, Josh?
Yeah.
Despite it beating you into oblivion all those years ago in a place that you called, how'd you call it again?
The Cuervo Nation.
The Cuervo Nation. Is that official? Is that something?
No, so you can't, well, I don't know the rules anymore. I guess I shouldn't pretend I've ever known the rules. But at the time, at least, you couldn't advertise hard alcohol on the radio. So they, was the island called Tortola?
Yes.
That was the actual island.
That's what I was curious about. I thought there was a real name for the island.
So they got
Tortola, I think, is the joint. Yeah, that's the place.
So because they couldn't advertise on the radio, Cuervo leased out these islands. So anytime we'd be broadcasting, we're broadcasting from the Cuervo Nation.
Well, that must have cost them some bucks.
I can't even imagine. And then they flew all those folks out there. And
paid for all of our drinks and food just to promote their hooch.
Yeah.
So you like
the second year, I think someone, I'm not going to say it was them, but somebody there violated the Mann Act, which we learned about with the bang boat back in the day with the Vikings, flying in girls for whatever they flew them in for.
They did fly women to the island to keep us entertained.
That's crazy.
They did.
And each one was better looking than the next.
I've never seen anything like that in one place.
And they did a terrific job of acting like they were truly interested in us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they were.
There was a couple guys that were so convinced they thought they could nail any one of them incorrectly.
Man, I miss the cool days of working in radio, didn't I?
Hey, you know, there were days when you were treated wonderfully. We were treated to things that we never deserved. Flyaway trips. There was a lot of money to be thrown around. My damn. And they threw it around, didn't they, Josh?
They did, yeah.
So tequila.
I mean, our paychecks wouldn't have reflected it back then, but all the stuff surrounding it.
Yeah,
certainly.
when they hosted a party, like a flyaway trip to promote tequila, it was gangbusters. It was all out.
And even our Christmas parties back in the day. I know you didn't go to a lot of them.
No, I didn't really care for the Christmas party because you know what it was about the Christmas party?
What's that?
Spending time away from work with coworkers. I've never understood that bit.
They were dress-up occasions in my early years. So I started here in '96, and it was you had to dress up at some of these places.
I like that. That would be a lot of fun.
I missed that. I missed the dress-up Christmas parties. I don't think I was part of it. So Tequila made a list of all different styles of hooch that folks have said they could never drink it again because of a terrible experience. Now, here's Cubby over here. He had a bad experience with tequila. He urinated all over the island of Tortola. But you'd go back if you're not a drinker, but
No.
if a special occasion happened,
I have.
you wouldn't be afraid of it. The smell of it doesn't make you sick like you hear from so many people.
Not at all. The only times I really ever drink are with my older kids. You know, if we'll go out somewhere or whatever, and sometimes they like to do shots. So,
And they love pushing the booze on you.
oh yeah, they absolutely do. They want to get me drunk. They for sure. That's their goal. One of these days, they want to get me hammered. They've come close, but never quite over that threshold. This is a funny text. I've never heard this before. I don't have a name here, but vodka gets you drunk, tequila gets you pregnant.
So as far as these different styles of hooch that folks have completely sworn off of because of bad experiences, tequila was in there with fireballs.
Bitch whiskey.
Yeah, I've heard that slogan before,
That
Fireball being called bitch whiskey.
That hurt the first time you said that, Ashley. That's very funny. And I use it now, but I like that stuff.
It's very tasty.
First time I ever had it was with our boss, our new boss.
Okay.
Do you remember we went out to a place, I think it was called the Newsroom? I don't know if it's there anymore.
I remember that joint. I don't remember going there with you and the boss,
Yeah, it
but
was
I
the
remember.
three of us.
Huh.
And he had said he wanted to order some Fireball. And I assumed it was one of those fancy drinks where they come out and put it on fire or whatever. You know, and I didn't realize what it was.
Like
but-
a sparkler hanging out of it or something?
And I thought, that's good. I'd like to try that again. And Ashley says, you mean bitch whiskey? And then my heart sank.
Yeah, Fireball, that's a no for me just because I drank way too much of it on vacation one year. And it was just, I threw up consistently for days. Oh, it was so bad.
You got yourself good and sick.
Yep, any of that cinnamon liquor, I can't deal with it because of that.
As Josh mentioned, Jägermeister is in this report. There are folks who overdid it with Yag, and they can never go back.
Second drunkest I've ever been, Jägermeister. I accidentally, I don't know, Ashley, what are bottles this big?
Oh, like a 750.
A 750?
Yep.
So I drank almost an entire one by myself by accident.
That'll get you.
I was carrying it around.
How does it happen by accident?
You were probably so hammered.
I thought I was going to die. I was carrying it around at this party, right? And my friend's like, hey, bring this around, and anybody that wants some Jaeger, give it to them. And so I was kind of carrying it around. Would you like some? Most people didn't, so I was taking sips in between. And I realized, oh, my God. And Jägermeister, I wonder if this is common. And I apologize if this is something everybody knows. But for me, Jägermeister is one of those drinks where I'm completely fine, and it's like I get sucker punched, and I'm annihilated.
Yep, that's very common with that.
That
It
is.
can take you 0 to 60 really fast.
That's exactly what happens to me.
I think that's a common story. Yeah, Josh, my first experience with Jägermeister, I was maybe a senior in high school, maybe 1 year out of high school. Never heard of the stuff, but I'm not a hard liquor guy. I know very little about hard liquor. I've always been a beer drinker. I couldn't mix you a drink to save my life. So I had never heard of Jägermeister. We were at some kind of a broomball party, in the neighborhood. Someone shoveled off the pond and put a couple of nets out there. A big broomball party in the winter, and someone's passing around this Jägermeister. I'd never heard of it. And like a lot of the boozes on this list that people got so drunk off of and so sick off of, they could never go back, it just tasted so good. like you said, who said Fireball? Yeah, it tastes really good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It does taste really good.
And
yeah,
the first being outside, too, it kind of warms you up a little bit, too. If you're outside playing broom ball.
That's the theory, at least. Jägermeister tasted so good to me. It was so different to me. And again, this is 40 years ago that I just got blasted. And it was exactly how you described, Josh. I'm running around. I'm the Pele of broom ball. And then next thing you know, I couldn't even hold myself upright on the ice. And I woke up the next morning sleeping under a glass coffee table.
Oh, that was that time.
Just like Anthony Michael Hall in the movie 16 Candles, where I think I sheltered myself there because it was the only dry spot in the house to sleep. Okay, Everclear. Someone here calls it gasoline for your soul.
Oh,
I've never had that. I've always been warned. I remember in high school, some of the older kids were saying, all right, Everclear, you got to be real careful with that one. So I've never had it. A few people are texting in on Goldschlager.
Oh.
I like that stuff.
Gross.
I've never gotten drunk
I don't know
that.
if I ever drank any Goldschlager, but I remember when it was very hip to have the gold flakes in the drinky drink, and it was a hip bottle to drag around at college parties and whatnot when I was much younger. Southern Comfort made the list.
Oh, Southern Comfort and lemonade. That's really good. Love that.
Southern Comfort on its own made the list of a booze that a lot of folks just can't go back to. An individual here in the report said, I thought the sweetness meant it was safe.
It can fool you.
Oh, man, a high school buddy of mine used to get ripped on Southern Comfort, and we could count on it every time.
For a guy that doesn't like to drink, I like pretty much. I've never really drank anything I didn't like. But there's been mixed drinks where I didn't like the combination. Like, what's the one that's super popular where they put hamburgers and ribs on it and stuff?
Oh,
they
Bloody
drink it in the
Mary?
Yeah, I never got into Bloody Marys.
Can't stand them.
But outside, like any alcohol or beer, IPAs I'm not a huge fan of, I guess.
You never drank anything that you didn't like, so you're
Yeah, I was
saying
fine with-
you never forced yourself to...
No. Well, other than I think I got is IPAs the ones that are super bitter, and you got to be kind of smart to understand them.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're different.
Gin. Some folks can never go back to gin.
Gin and tequila are, I believe, two of the best alcohol to drink for your gut. Like they're good on your gut.
Really?
Well, not good, but better than the others.
You're saying maybe it murders the bacteria in your stomach or something like that?
I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I just remember when I was trying to be more healthy about my drinking, instead of completely quitting, I switched to gin and tequila.
I can believe that, let's say you had a bad bowl of spaghetti or something like that, and you got a little case of gut rot. I can believe that a shot of tequila might just murder whatever you've got going on down there. I mean, I'm no doctor, but you know what I mean? A stiff shot of booze might burn away whatever it is that's bothering your stomach. I can believe that that's a real thing.
What's aftershock? The real Al Bundy said Everclear's bad, but aftershock is terrible.
No idea.
Anybody, you haven't heard of that, Ashley?
No, never heard of it.
Peppermint schnapps.
My mom.
Peppermint schnapps
That makes me think of her because she tells me the story when she was skiing for like one of the first times ever. In actual, like I think she was in Colorado, so on an actual mountain, and she drank too much peppermint schnapps and like tore her ACL.
Hilarious.
I like
I think
that.
she might have tore both. Like it was a crazy, crazy story.
I've told you before, watching one of my bros just disintegrate his ACL and MCL on a ski slope is one of my fondest memories of my life. I'm sure whoever was with your mother that weekend maybe
Had a blast.
had a great time watching her destroy her knee drunk on, what do you call it, peppermint schnapps.
Bartending Airborne Jesus said blackberry brandy. Had that sick for a month.
That'll get you.
Peppermint schnapps made the report here on the boozes that a lot of folks can never go back to, and that's what I was hammered on when I almost died live on the radio many years ago. That was peppermint.
I wish I would have been here for that.
Absinthe, is that how to say it?
Oh, yeah. So is that legal? That's another one of those that They're like legendary,
Yeah,
mysterious to me at least.
I've heard stories and urban legends, but I've never actually seen it in person.
Says here, an individual drank so much absinthe, they were convinced that they saw a green fairy in front of them.
Yeah, and I apologize if this is a dumb statement, but I had heard like hallucinogens are in there or something. Is that the case? I'm sure the brother or sisterhood would know.
Yeah, I know. Again, I know nothing about booze, but if one person said they saw a green fairy, for Loco, and they make a point here of noting it's the original formula for Loco that they'll never go back to.
Yeah, that was dangerous.
It really was.
My gosh. You would drink not even a full one of those, and you could just say goodbye to the rest of your memories for the night.
You're in outer space after one of those.
I've never had it, and I know it's different now, right?
Yeah, the government made them change the recipe.
Yeah, they had to dummy it down.
They're like, hey, you got to water this thing down, man.
We had a promotion once. It was at a bar, and it wasn't for Four Loco, but whoever was promoting this, they also had Four Loco, right? And it was actually in the back of this guy's trunk. And he's like, hey, come over here, kid. Let me show you something. This is the original recipe for Loco. And he wanted to sell it for a ridiculous amount. I passed because I had heard some of the stories. So it was as bad as I heard?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And there are still people, Josh, that do that have hoarded the original recipe for Locos and still sell them for a high markup today on eBay and other places.
So what's the gist? It's a ton of caffeine and an incredible amount of alcohol?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, and it tastes like just like fruit juice.
Yeah, exactly. It tastes like you're drinking a Snapple.
Oh, so it's just easy to drink.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody texted in Dr. McGillicuddy's menthol, and don't do that to me. I miss that booze so much.
Dr. McGillicuddy menthol.
Oh, that used to be my go-to. I cannot wait to be able to have that again.
I haven't heard of that either. Does it taste like menthol?
Yeah, it tastes like mint. So, have you guys ever had Ruppelmans?
I don't.
Oh, yeah, a long time ago.
I'm not sure.
So it's like Ruppelmans, which it's mint flavored, but it doesn't burn as much. Ruppelmans will just you can feel it as soon as it hits your throat and your stomach. Chances are you're gonna vomit. Usually,
it'll freshen your breath and make you lose your memory.
Oh, here it is. Again, the list of drinks that folks have sworn they'll never go back to because it got them so drunk and so sick. Here is Rumpelmans on the list. So, Smashley, once you spray that child across the room and you're free to live your life again, is that fair to say?
yeah.
Yeah.
I can go back to feeling like myself. Yeah.
You're burned out on this pregnancy thing. You want out.
Yep.
And I totally get it. Once the baby is out, and let's say we're in the hospital, and we could mix you a drinky. I mean, of course, maybe that's not the best idea to have a drink right after. I'm just asking if there could be a drink mixed up for you, the perfect drink to celebrate what you've been through over the last 9 months, what would it be?
A Jameson 7.
Word?
Yep.
Any ice in there?
Yeah, there's some ice in there.
Ice? Got it.
Oh, God.
Bitch water, you mean?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get back at you.
Finally, the final drinkies here that folks have sworn to never return. Goldschlager, I think that was mentioned earlier. There's Rumpelmans, and then finally Sambuca.
Oh, Sambuca.
Sambuca?
That's what you get at hibachi places. Right, Dana? Is that what it is?
Oh, is that the stuff they spray in your mouth
Yes.
with the little deal?
I thought that was sake. Wait a minute.
Oh, wait.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know sake they have it.
Shoot.
So Sambuca, I don't know. I assume they meant they had both.
I guess I'm not
Sake's the
sure.
one I'm aware of.
What at the what? Is that the one you get at the what? What word did you use?
Hibachi restaurant.
Yeah, okay. I thought that was sake.
Yeah. You're thinking of sake, actually.
Yeah,
Sambuca is like an Italian type of thing.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm way off.
Recently, I was at one of those joints, Josh, where you and a group of complete strangers all sit around the massive grill, right? And the guy's doing choppy chop, and he's throwing the shrimps up and catching it in his pocket, and it's awesome. I love that show. And the fireballs are not the drink, but literal fireballs are happening. You know,
They make the little volcanoes out of the onion.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
I love that bit, and I love that type of food. Oh my God, I can eat until I can't even move. But the chef did that sake bit. He pulls out this big bottle and he's flipping it around, And I think he says out loud, "Sake?" And if you want some, you open your yap, and he sprays it from across the room, and he never misses. He gets it right. Well, I kept my mouth closed. I don't care for sake. I had a perfectly good Steve Weiser in front of me. Well, one individual at the table opens his yap, and what did I call him again? The chef is spraying sake, lots of it. And they gut it, and everyone laughs. 10 minutes later, he does it again to the same character. 10 minutes later, he does it again. And finally, it dawns on me, this is like a 15-year-old sitting over there.
Oh, no.
But the kid was smart. The kid didn't let in on the fact that...
We had the same experience.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was very close to my daughter's boyfriend's 21st birthday. So he was only a few months away. And the guy did that, basically forced it on him. And he's such a nice kid, my daughter's boyfriend, that he was like, "I'm so sorry. That wasn't on purpose." Like, he thought we were going to yell at him. But he was really forced to drink that. So just like you're explaining with that 15-year-old, I don't think the guy cared whatsoever who was whatever age.
No, he wasn't paying attention in my situation. And this kid's parents were giggling their asses off, too, because they knew, hey, you're getting my kid drunk for free?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Have fun. Buckle up.
That's I've mentioned to you guys before, well, maybe, Danny, you haven't heard this, but I said the F word twice on the radio because our old boss took us to, when we were in Golden Valley, Benihana. It was right,
Hana.
right up the road from our old station.
394 in Louisiana.
Yeah, and I'd never been to one of those places. That was the first time I'd ever gone, and he's like, "Oh, you got to try this Japanese wine." And it was, sake. And I didn't really like it. He's like, "Well, you got to have a couple to really get it." And he got me drunk. I didn't know. I had no idea it was alcohol. And so I told him, like, "Dude, I got to do the overnight tonight, and I'm drunk. How am I even get back to the station?" He's like, "I'll give you a ride back to the station. Just don't say the F word." So the whole time I'm thinking, don't say the F word, don't say the F word. I think one of the first 2 times I opened the mic, I said the F word. We went to a concert. I was like, "Oh, we went and saw so-and-so. It was effing awesome." And I thought, well, and we didn't have a delay button back then. So luckily nobody cared because it was overnights, but I thought, great, he got me fired. He tricked me into getting drunk.
Wasn't your fault, Cubby.
No.
Lots of text messages coming in on the conversation of the booze or the drink or whatever you want to call it that you'll never go back to because it effed you up. And, I mean, folks are sending in, drinks and combinations and certain styles of hard liquor that I've never even heard of. So this list could go on forever.
Yeah.
The most popular answers, though, were Tequila, Fireball, Jägermeister, Everclear, Southern Comfort, Gin, Peppermint Schnapps, Absinthe, Four Loco, Goldschlager, Rumpelmans, and Sambuca.
ER Nurse Jesus mentioned she'd like to throw in strawberry schnapps.
That sounds good.
She said she they used to drink it straight out of the bottle in high school, instant barf. To this day, she's 53 and can't drink anything strawberry or smell any artificial strawberry. I'm actually gagging typing this out, she said. I saw my cousin throw up essentially an entire bottle of strawberry schnapps. I woke up to this on our carpet, and I thought he was murdered in the middle of the night.
That sweet stuff, man, it'll just get you.
Yep.
It'll get you.
Somebody brought up ouzo, which is a Greek liqueur.
I've had that before because my in-laws are Greek. And we went out to dinner, and I think I had one shot of that. I don't have any memory of the experience or how it tasted or anything. What'd they say?
They said it was just, ruined their night. And I have a story.
Really?
There's one time where we were at, a buddy of mine's parents owned a very nice Greek restaurant. It's a very fancy place. And we were sitting at the bar one time. A buddy was bartending, and we were just having a drink, and he poured us some ouzo. And I had this other buddy, he's kind of like you, Nick, doesn't drink hard liquor, just likes a beer.
Yeah.
Just give me a beer. And so it's a very nice restaurant, and he takes a sip of it, and it's, quiet in the restaurant. He goes, "Oh, God! It tastes like black licorice and butt cheeks." the entire place just turns and looks at him.
Black licorice and butt cheeks. That's awesome that he would come up with that in the moment.
This person says, Crown Apple.
Yum.
I'll fight everyone. Drink enough of that.
Oh, God.
That'll get you going.
Apple?
Oh, no, that stuff is so good. You can just drink it straight.
God.
I used to have an affinity for apple-flavored brandy and whiskey.
It's like all the It's like all the other examples we've made already. That doesn't sound appealing to me. But you say it tastes great, and that's the danger of it. Man, this tastes great. Doesn't even taste like booze,
Yep.
right? How many times have you heard someone say that?
Yeah.
2 hours later, they're naked from the waist down, on a snowmobile in July,
That's so true.
My
That's
wife,
the beauty of it all.
and this is good advice from Local 34 Jesus. My wife, she's only been drunk once, and it was because she didn't consider drinking Wapatui. Is that what it's called, or is there a different name we should be calling it?
I can't remember what.
yeah.
That's
you know what I'm talking
The
about.
booze with all the fruit in it.
Yeah.
Big tub of liquor. Everyone contributes a bottle. It's just a big,
It's
massive.
always in like a dirty cooler or something.
Yeah, right. It's always in a gross container.
We used to use an old wash tub
Yes.
to make our
Some
it's
sort of
just
booze with fruit in it.
right.
And she didn't consider that the fruit would absorb the alcohol. So that's the one time she was ever drunk, and I guess it was incredibly drunk is how bad she got.
She was just grabbing
fruit.
pieces of watermelon out of the.
That's what
Yep.
she gets for trying to be all healthy.
And I'm sure that's what it was, too. She's thinking, oh, I'm going to be healthy.
Somebody texted in and it said, "How has no one brought up UV blue?" Because I don't want to throw up.
Yeah.
That's why.
So, okay, I'm sorry. What is UV blue?
It is vodka, right?
Yep.
And it's just this bright electric blue color. I used to drink that when I first started drinking, and the amount of times I've thrown that up.
Again, it's one of those ones that tastes like candy. It can mix with any type of soda, and you think you're feeling fine, then all of a sudden you've gone through the whole bottle, and
Yeah.
you're naked underneath the pickup truck.
We used to mix it with Gatorade.
We did Mountain Dew.
Apple pie, Mountain Dew, that's the preferred mix for high school, at least in the early 90s.
Absolutely.
Apple pie moonshine.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I'll tell you what, Big Bearded Jared, longtime listener and friend of the show, he makes that stuff, and it's awesome. I could
Probably-
see easily making mistakes with that.
Probably the most delicious drink I've ever had in my life was homemade apple pie moonshine, but I limited my intake knowing I wasn't built for that. A couple of my friends did not limit their intake, and it made for a bit of a hilarious car ride home. Did you know that, Josh, that my wife's family is Greek?
I didn't. I was actually thinking maybe it was you met your first wife.
No.
So
They were big, stubborn Swedes.
Were they?
My
Okay.
first wife's family. My current wife's family is Greek.
How Greek?
Oh, Christ, the old man speaks the language and everything.
Wow.
They all came over on a boat together. But anyway, it brings up a funny story. One night, years ago, when we were young people, we were talking about, I suppose, stereotypes. Italian folks do this, Irish folks do that. Big, stubborn Swedes are big and stubborn, right? We're doing that, having that conversation. Cliche stereotypes and whatnot. And my buddy Dougie turns to my future wife and says, "You're Greek, right?" And she said, "Yeah." And he says, "Does that mean," he said, "I know how Greeks are. Does that mean, even as a female, you have to shave?" And she said, "No, you stupid bastard."
Oh, my God.
So he was just didn't know. He wasn't trying to be funny.
No, he wasn't trying to be funny. He honestly thought that she had to shave her face like a damn man.
That's kind of cute, thinking that he was just sitting there thinking that, and was like, I'm gonna ask this question finally.
Still, and of course, I've known my current wife and this buddy Dougie for 25 years or more. Well, it is more. It's 35, something like that years. And so the story still comes up once in a while. He feels like a moron that he asked her that question, but it was very funny in the moment.
I can't believe I never knew that about her.
Yeah.
And maybe because her face is so bearded.
Oh!
I can't see the features.
My God, what are you? I can't see through the.
Can you shave just once? You look like a Greek gal.
You look like Kenny Rogers over there. What are you?
I'll have to text her later. We're going to Dino's.
Are you
One of my
really?
favorites, yeah.
She'll know. She'll know what to do with Dino's. All right, let's get moving here. Thursday, later on this morning, our pal Dr. Andrea Johnston will be stopping by. We'll let you in on what that gimmick is all about a little bit later. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the stupid news in a few minutes on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
93X.
Half-Assed Morning Show.
Hey, podcast pals. It's Dana from the Half-Assed Morning Show. As always, we appreciate you checking on the podcast, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. The July heat means it's officially swass and crotch soup season. Gross! It also means our AC units are being put to the test. I recently went through an issue myself, and I was so happy to have my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning in my corner. They gave me real options, didn't make me feel like a dummy for not knowing a single thing about HVAC systems, and let me choose what worked best for my home and my budget. No pressure, just comfort my way. Enjoy the show. Thanks for listening, and stay cool this summer with Standard.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like aloe or skins, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. With Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts are going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Skins uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
If you're an IT or security pro, managing devices, identities, and applications can feel overwhelming and risky. Trelica by 1Password helps conquer SaaS, sprawl, and shadow IT by discovering every app your team uses, managed or not. Their pre-built app profiles assess risk, manage access, and optimum speed. And with 1Password, you can simplify onboarding, offboarding, and compliance with a centralized system of record and reduce costs by eliminating unused licenses. Take the first step in better security for your team. Learn more at onepassword.com/special offer. That's onepassword.com/special offer, all lowercase.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
We were rapping earlier about National Tequila Day. Today is National Tequila Day. I wouldn't recommend it. Don't do it. Some of you are thinking about doing it. And you probably will. Tequila made a report that we were discussing of the top different drinks, top different boozes that folks will never go back to because they had a horrible experience. They got so sick. They got so effed up. They'll never go back to it. And you've heard that a million times. And I think Josh mentioned usually the top two answers are tequila and Jägermeister. Folks get gooned on that stuff, and they just can't even smell it for the rest of their lives. Got a few text messages on that topic. Here's an individual who says he was out of town, hit a beer hall, and they were serving something called Shamrock Shots, which is half Jägermeister and half Dr. McGillicuddy's Mint. Half Jägermeister, half Dr. McGillicuddy's Mint.
Yum.
He said they were so good, and that's the danger, of course.
Sounds good.
We drank them all night. I woke up the next morning at some random woman's house, and she had 5 kids sleeping on her floor. I had to tiptoe around the children to leave the house. Here are some other booze choices that didn't come up in the report we were discussing. Bacardi Raspberry.
Oh.
One listener says it was 16 years ago that I got wasted on Bacardi Raspberry, and he says, to this day, I still can't even walk down that aisle of the liquor store.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, can't even walk near the bottle.
Well, I feel lucky that I don't have that, because I know for some people, I mean, it's instantaneous.
Yeah, you make a decision in the moment. I'm never going back to this stuff. Now, I was also kind of surprised that Wild Turkey didn't make the report on those types of liquors that you never go back to because you get so sick. When I was in high school, if you wanted to get sick, drink yourself some Wild Turkey, and it worked every time. It was kind of notorious. I think it's a little stronger than average, but it's been a long time since I thought about Wild Turkey. But that was a dangerous one when I was a kid. One night at a high school beer party, me and the Big Al, we were feeling kind of shady that night. Well, you tell me. Do you think you could have turned this down? We're at this house party, and, of course, you kind of sorting your way through the liquor cabinet.
Yeah.
Being kind of sneaky. I don't think we planned to steal anything. really. We were just kind of looking at what they had. We were sneak thieves. We would steal booze from parties. But I don't think anyone could turn this down. This house party, whoever owned the house, they had a bottle of wild turkey. It was the biggest bottle of alcohol we'd ever seen in our lives. It looked more like a kick drum. This was the biggest, friggin' two-story. We got to take this. Even just for the novelty of it, we've got to steal this. So we stole this massive bottle of wild turkey, and we felt pretty cool in the moment. The next night, there was a different house party, and we brought this bottle of booze to the party and boom, boom, slammed it down in the middle of the table. All right, everybody, we're going to wipe this pig out. Right then and there, the dude who hosted the prior night's house party walks in. So we had to hide this thing because he obviously the next morning noticed that a 400-gallon, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Right when we were the rock stars of the party, then we had to hide it because we had stolen it the night before. Folks texted in about Malibu. Folks texted in about Mad Dog 2020 grape.
Yeah, a lot of people text in about the Mad Dog 2020.
Oh, God.
Malibu always pissed me off because my friends would get it, and it was such a low alcohol content. We would drink the whole bottle, within less than 10 minutes, and nobody felt a thing.
Low alcohol content, you say?
Yeah.
Boone's Farm was brought up.
Chugging Boone's Farm in the basement of college parties at St. Cloud State.
Never tried it.
I haven't either. That was always like a joke, right?
Yeah.
Boone's Farm.
But
Why is that? Was it cheap?
Because it was cheap as balls, yeah. But that was a thing. I mean, we had at least a brief relationship with Boone's Farm because it was cheap as hell. But I never felt, like Ashley was saying, I never felt a buzz off that stuff.
No, like I said, you had to chug the whole bottle.
You just get gut rot.
Yeah.
We get we've been getting a lot of this. Overnight window making Jesus said 99 bananas.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a text on 99 bananas.
Any of those 99.
Being something that made some folks so sick they could never go back.
Well, there's more 99s?
Yeah, like 99 peaches. Yeah, like every fruit you can think of. I think they even have like a birthday cake one. They're always at the front of the liquor store. You can always buy shooters of that stuff.
Oh, wow. That sounds terrible.
It's
birthday
bad.
cake flavored liquor?
I know. Who's drinking that stuff? Birthday cake, anything.
Banana flavored liquor, and you're wondering why you got sick?
It's such a good point.
But it's such strong booze, too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's nail polish remover with like somebody ate a banana and then blew into the bottle.
Yeah, somebody said it's 99% proof. Is that what that 99 means?
Mm-hmm. Son of a bitch. Now, this conversation we've been having from a report we found online of the liquors you'll never go back to, there were 0 beer mentions. They separated beer from liquor, and I think that's fair. But I did get one text on a beer that someone will never go back to, and that beer is Steel Reserve.
That'll put hair on your chest.
Now, I have only consumed 2 12-ounce cans of Steel Reserve in my lifetime, and it was at a Golden Gopher football tailgate party. We were hanging out with some bastards, and that's what they had in the cooler. I'll just say this. Those were pretty rough. Mm-hmm. Kind of rough going down. That's all I got to say about that. Kind of rough going down.
What's the one, and this is probably too broad of a question, I apologize. What's the one that tastes like pure jet fuel, and when you breathe out, fire comes out of your mouth?
Everclear?
I haven't had that. I'm trying to remember. I was like in 6th grade, maybe that's why. And my friend's dad was like, hey, have a sip of this. See what you think of that. And I remember thinking, how in heaven's name could anybody drink this? And what sort of jet could I spit into and get maybe 15 miles out of?
Grain alcohol?
No, it was like a you pour it in I don't know the words. Like in a little glass, whatever those are called.
I don't know. I'm not
and you
sure.
have a couple of bumps or fingers.
Oh, a martini?
No,
I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah, again, Josh and I trying to figure out a booze.
And I bet this is annoying.
It's pretty ridiculous. Neither one of us have anything to do with booze. So
low ball, that's what that glass is called. Right?
You put it in the low ball glass.
Yeah.
I don't know. Moonshine?
Could have been.
All right.
Something more common than that.
Have you guys ever had those shots that they light on fire?
Yeah.
Well, I mean.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
I remember lighting shots on fire in high school, but I think it was just Captain Morgan.
Oh, okay. I know that it has to be like a certain percentage of alcohol for it to be able to stay lit, but the one time I ever did that, I think not even 5 minutes passed, and it just immediately came back up.
I got very sick one night in high school. Not instantly. It took a few hours. Like I went to sleep and woke up, and I think I got sick the following morning because we were having a competition of a flaming shot drinking competition. And I believe what we were setting on fire was Captain Morgan, and there was another, maybe it was Southern Comfort. And you drink it while it's on fire, and we all thought we were tough guys and things.
Right.
Yeah.
Wake up in the morning to the edges of your lips are burnt.
Drunk Uncle Firefighter Jesus. I think this is what it was. Vermouth. That's what my buddy's dad was having a sip.
I've heard of it, but I wouldn't know Dick
That's
Tracy.
the only time I'd ever had it.
Wouldn't know Dick Tracy what to do with it.
And it could have been my age. That's the first time I ever sipped alcohol ever. So maybe that was a part of it. But I remember thinking, this is incredibly harsh.
I get asked once in a while, you really don't want to drink anything other than beer? You know, have you ever considered changing over to hard liquor? And it's never drawn me in. Hard liquor has never drawn me in, never really found it to be too appetizing. I certainly have my experiences with hard liquor. You know, high school, snatching bottles out of your parents' liquor cabinet, snatching bottles out of whoever's liquor cabinet. Once we had an assembly line about 30 guys deep at a house party, and we're passing the bottles along to steal all of them. We were shady little peckerheads. If it was a rich enough person's house and they had a big enough liquor cabinet, they could be sure the next morning there would be nothing in there. We would steal everything. But I just never, other than, you know, a 17-year-old kid, I want to get effed up right now. Hard liquor just never appealed to me. Beer is my thing.
Remember at my dad's funeral, this is 2013, he had shots of Jameson. That's one of the things he wanted to have, right?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't, but he wanted people that were at the funeral to have it. And you remember my cousin getting yelled at?
Yeah, because he was young.
Yeah, 12.
Okay, yeah.
And he was basically like Mission Impossibling it, going over to the table where all the shots were, crawling under the table, reaching over, grabbing one.
Yeah.
And I think he got through 2 shots before he got yelled at by his dad.
Pretty tough 12-year-old.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He can handle it. At 12, he could handle it better than I could.
Well, this is a dirty trick. Starting off today's Stupid News report right here. This is a cold-blooded trick. Some wacky teenagers in Ireland. See if you can follow this. They might have been drugged up, teenage kids, I'm not sure. This is what they did. They placed a dummy out on the road, a dummy covered with ketchup.
Now, Dana's going to barf.
Yeah, I don't like this. This is worse than the booze conversation.
The dummy got hit by a passing car, and just as the kids intended, the driver of that motor vehicle thought they had killed somebody dead. That's a hilarious bit right there.
It's kind of funny, yeah.
As a teenager, I could see that being hilarious, but as a person who thought I just killed someone, it would take me a while to think that was funny.
And what if they just drove off? Like it's a hit and run.
That's a good point. What, you know what? For the cops listening, maybe that's too tough a question, but what would happen? I mean, you didn't hurt anybody, but you thought you did, and you took off.
Good. That's a very good question.
And you're checking, like watching the news the next day, checking the newspapers.
Getting your car detailed and painted.
Yeah.
You run over the witnesses on your way out.
You can't get a lick of sleep that night. You're wringing your hands thinking you just killed somebody dead. Like Ashley said, you turn on the news the next morning, you're crying, waiting to see But that's what the teenage kids did for laughs. Again, they put a dummy out on the road. They had soaked the dummy in ketchup. Driver smashes into it and thought, oh, my damn. So now these 3 teenage kids who pulled this gimmick, they're in deep, deep Irish feces. The cops haven't found them yet, but they're looking for them.
I mean, you can understand at that age, it sounds pretty funny, but at the same time, imagine if this person swerved and took out another car. I mean, so many things obviously could have happened.
Yeah, when we were kids, we took some, the big old road closure barriers. There's 3 rungs on them.
Yeah.
There were some of those all over our neighborhood because of some road construction, and we put them out on the big highway that I grew up on. We put them out on the highway at 2, 3 in the morning, but tipped them over, so the glowing orange couldn't be spotted. We flipped them on their side so they were difficult to see, and then we hid in the trees and waited for the.
Really messed up somebody's car.
Yeah. Oh, God. It was one of the worst bits we ever pulled, and it was, you think it's going to be hilarious. I mean, we're just giggling our balls off, anticipating, sitting there in the trees for probably about a half hour until we heard a lot of swerving and a lot of slowing down. See, we couldn't see. We could just hear because we wanted to stay well hidden. And when we finally heard someone lose all control of their vehicle and smash into it, it wasn't nearly as funny as we thought it was going to be.
One of those instances where you realize what you just did just sinks in immediately.
Yes.
Now this is not car related, but a friend of mine, and it's block, there was a school right at the end of it. And so, like during gym, sometimes the kids would run around the block, and he took some fishing line and ran it across the side. I never saw what happened. I heard about it later, but he just, by himself. It was a bit for himself. He ran across the sidewalk to watch middle schoolers trip right in front of his house. He said it was very successful.
Oh, that sounds very funny.
Yeah, seeing kids fall is hilarious.
Until a 13-year-old breaks his arm, and then the parents sue you, and you. So anyway, with this Irish sabotage that we were discussing, the driver at least had a brief moment where they thought they were going to jail for vehicular homicide. But when the driver got up out of their car, they realized they had only hit a dummy made out of stuffed plastic bags, if that helps you at all. The dummy was dressed up in dark clothing and, like I said, covered in catsup. The car that hit the dummy was damaged. So as you might imagine, the driver was really pumped about that.
Oh, gosh, I would be so angry.
Now, what makes this bit even more cold-blooded is that the road where the kids decided to pull this off is more or less Dead Man's Curve in this particular neighborhood. They've had 17 road deaths so far this year on that stretch of road. So folks in town were already kind of on edge.
Oh, that's so dark.
Those kids have a hell of a sense of humor, don't they, Cubby?
They do.
Imagine explaining that to your insurance company. So why is the car damaged? Well, you see, there was a dummy made out of plastic bags covered in ketchup, and I ran over it.
You and I have the same insurance guy. I could see him laughing his ass off.
Oh, he definitely, absolutely would.
But I gotta say, probably the most thoughtless, cold-blooded bit we ever pulled was to our own dads. And this was on a fishing trip to Canada when we were 12 or 13 years old. We would always stop and beach the boats on a random island and have shore lunch. Whatever we caught that morning, we'd cook it up on the beach or cook it up in the woods right there like a bunch of friggin' hillbillies. Let me tell you, some islands are much more comfortable than others for that activity. Sometimes we were just in the middle of, anyway, it doesn't matter. We would stop at random islands and cook shore lunch. Well, one of these islands did have a big cliff off in the distance. So we beached the boats. Our dads sit their asses down on the beach, crack beers, start a fire. They're getting ready to cook shore lunch. We kids decide to go, what do you call it when you're a kid, Josh? Searching. What do they call it? We're going to go...
Exploring?
Exploring is the word. Thank you. We're going to go exploring, and we do. And we walk up to the top of this cliff. Our dads can't see us from where they're sitting on the beach. And one of my buddies, who now is in prison and will never get out, for the record, he said, dudes, I'm going to throw this huge boulder off the side of the cliff. And when I do, one of you go, ah! Until it splashes into the water. This will be a great bit. And I said, that sounds hilarious. And we did. And I will never forget my dad and one of the other dads comes running. They really thought one of us fell, and the looks on their faces was of absolute terror. They really thought that one of us had fallen off this cliff and into the water. And I thought, my God, what are we doing?
Your dad had a good sense of humor, but did he find that funny right away?
Hell no.
Did he ever find it funny?
No. He was
I don't
ready
think
to
I would either.
choke
Not at all.
every one of us out. That was terrible.
That's messed up, dude.
Yes.
Because it sucks as a father when you have to show you care. You spend so much time pretending you don't.
Right.
And then they bust you.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
But I imitated that scream. I did. I think I did it well.
Did you even try and make it as if it was going from a distance?
Oh, man. I mean, we nailed it. We did nail it. And that was a big boulder. Very believable splash. I mean, what a bunch of cold-blooded little pricks we were. All right. Some people have the most bizarre ideas, and sometimes those ideas are even a little frightening. You got to see the videos related to this here deal. A dude over there in China, here's what he came up with. This is so effing stupid and strange. I feel ridiculous even having to try and explain this to you. So the dude created a transparent layer of plastic to go over the hood of his car. Okay? Plastic bubble that goes over the hood of his car. It creates a few inches of empty space over the top of the hood. And sorry, I'm having a hard time with the gas talking to you right now. Plastic bubble creates a few inches of empty space over the top of his hood. And then he filled that bubble with water. Are you following this so far?
Yeah.
Okay. And then he jammed fish and crabs in there, so it's kind of like a mobile aquarium.
I think it was Shaq that in his dashboard had a little aquarium.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure it was Shaq that had that.
This is just the dumbest effing thing. And in my opinion, to even have this idea, I think shows that you're probably a moron and possibly even dangerous to society. But that's just my opinion.
This is up on 93x.com.
Who the F in their right mind says, while they're looking at the hood of their car, you know, if I added a few inches of plastic and I could seal some water in that plastic, I could put fish in there?
That's a very good point.
Why do you have that idea in your head? That's frightening to me.
That's something like a 5-year-old comes up with.
Right. So the guy, grown man, throws a couple of big fat-ass Chinese fish into the narrow plastic death bubble that he's created, and they flop around as best they can with only a couple inches of clearance. And then he puts some crabs in there, and then he walks around the car pounding on the hood, and the fish have a look on their face as if they're saying, bro.
Why?
Yeah.
Why am I here?
This is entertaining to you, the fish are saying? What are you, some kind of a sick maniac?
He did a good job. I mean, it was well done if you're going to do it.
Look at Josh.
The Honda Civic or whatever he's going to call it. It was pretty good.
Giving credit where credit's due.
Obviously troubled car owner dude has been accused of animal cruelty since he tossed some videos of his creation up there on Chinese social media. The local news went ahead and interviewed the guy, and he said he came up with the gimmick during a fishing trip when he forgot to bring a bucket for the fish that he had caught.
What? Still doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense at all. The local cops have told this nut job that his slow fish death aquarium mobile is not legal to drive on the road. It's too weird for me. Too weird, bro. Look at the fish when you watch the video.
They're not happy.
They're kind of like, what the hell?
What is this? Why am I in here? Here's another one for you. Cute, but also a little too weird for me. A zoo in Thailand where that famous hippopotamus lives, Mu Dengski, right?
Are you still in love, Ashley?
Yes. So cute.
The zoo where Mu Deng lives. Okay, again, I feel silly having to say this out loud. The zoo stuffed a human being into an inflatable, cutesy-looking Mu Deng mascot costume, okay? They put a human in there and then told the person inside the costume to run wild all over the zoo so the zoo staff could practice what they would do if a real hippo ever escaped its cage.
The video's pretty funny.
It's ridiculous.
The way he runs it, at one point, doesn't it look like he humps a guy?
Yeah.
Hippos need love too, Josh.
Is that what happens if a hippo escapes?
To me, it comes off like everyone there just got high. That's what the video says to me. If you, is it up on our website?
Yes, it is.
It didn't look like anyone was really practicing anything. It just looked like everybody got high and someone turned on a video camera.
I'm fine with that, too.
The way I see it, Josh, if an animal ever escaped at that zoo, just up and run for your life. Use a child as a shield, as you say, if you
so
have to.
Cute.
Because
oh my God.
this staff is completely unprepared.
Yeah, that's true. You kind of want some zookeepers and not a comedy troupe running after one of these.
This staff is absolutely and totally unprepared for a real animal escape if you watch this video.
Well, why does it hump that guy?
Dude, that guy's just getting real.
He like pretends to attack him with the mouth. What is... Oh, this is a great video. I'm gonna have to save this one for when I'm having a bad day.
I do like the video, and just the way the dude runs too.
It's just a little waddle.
Yeah, exactly. His arms out.
I would love to be chased by this mascot.
Well, you could get away quick. He doesn't move very fast.
the guy trying to feed the hippo.
I'm sorry, one of them tries to feed the mascot inflatable hippo?
Yeah, he grabs like a branch from a nearby tree.
Yeah, here you go, eat this. The zoo staff said if Mu Deng ever went ahead and escaped, they said they would kill her dead just the same as any other animal in the zoo.
No.
Hippos are dangerous.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they're very dangerous on land. I can't imagine them being able to move so fast on land.
Oh, they'll kill
I
you
don't know.
dead faster than you can say Jack Robinson.
I thought they were one of the most dangerous animals out there.
They'll kill you dead.
I know they go crazy in the water. Like, you are not expecting for them to book it as much as they do.
And here's how I found out that hippos are some of the most dangerous animals, because I was kind of thought like, oh, they're cute, they're nice, whatever. I had a friend who she had done mission trips to Africa, going to third world countries, building huts and doing things that are much more noble than I will ever do. And she casually mentioned one time, I can't remember how it came up. She goes, yeah, actually, I survived a hippo attack. I go, are you serious? That's the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life. Why don't you tell that story all the time? She goes, no, Dana, it wasn't cool. 5 people died. I go to therapy every week for it.
Jesus.
It's one of the craziest stories you've ever told.
Like, oh, my bad on that one.
Because I could see that being me. Like, him being so excited to hear about this hippo story.
I wanted details, like the hippo, what happened?
You know what? That's not your fault, Dana.
You know what? That's a
People died.
terribly tragic story, but Ashley's right. She's got to give you some sort of indicate. You can't just lead with that, because people are going to go, well, like if somebody said, hey, I survived a lion attack, of course you're going to be like, whoa, what an experience. So glad you made it. That's not fair what happened to you. It's kind of like a friend of mine, she got pregnant very young when she was 15. She showed me a picture of this girl, me and a couple buddies. She's like, hey, what do you think of her? We're like, oh, man, wow, what a knockout. It was her daughter. And we thought, you can't set people up like that.
Weirdo?
You can say, this is a picture of my daughter, so we're all on our best behavior. But we were young guys at the time, and she was about our age.
I'd hit that hard, Cubby said.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you what.
I think I'd hit it from the back.
A couple of my buddies said some foul things.
Yeah.
We thought it was like a friend of hers. They looked, because she, like I said, she was very young, and this girl was in her teens. Even as a 50-year-old man, I think back to when I was 15, 16 years old, saying that to some, just being in that situation and thinking how unfair that was.
You still feel guilty about what you said
And
about
I barely said anything.
All right, here's
other than she's hot.
She hot. Here's the word. Your ideas are needed here. Okay? Put your thinking caps on, brother, and by damn sisterhood. It says here, the fancy schmancy city of Weeden Prairie is asking for the public's help in naming its new THC edible gummy, which coming up this fall apparently will be sold at liquor stores in town. This hippy-dippy edible says here specifically made to help you get some sleep. Has a mixed berry flavor. And help me if I get lost here because I have no idea what I'm talking about. It contains 5 mg of THC and 30, is that milligrams?
Yep.
It contains 5 milligrams of THC and 30 milligrams of CBN per gummy, whatever all that means. So the city of Weeden Prairie says this here now. They released an official statement. They said, this isn't just a gummy, it's our gummy. And it deserves a name as bold, fun, and unforgettable as the community behind it. Boy, somebody's pretty full of themselves.
Yeah. I mean, there's only hundreds and thousands of gummies exactly like this.
Yeah, but not one that's directly from Weeden Prairie. This is their thing. Ashley, please, this is their gummy.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. You got to be 21 years of age or older to dump a name idea on them. The contest will be up and running through next Tuesday. And then, just like the annoying snowplow naming gimmick we're all aware of around these parts, they're going to allow the general public to pick the top 3 nicknames and then keep going from there until they have an outright winner. All I can come up with, okay, so this is a new THC edible gummy from the city of Weeden Prairie. And like I said, they're hoping to start selling it at liquor stores in the fall. All I can come up with, and I think this is as far as we got to go with it, they got to call it Weeden Prairie.
Yeah,
Oh,
Weeden
that's
Prairie
beautiful.
or Eaton Berry because it's berry flavored, right?
They got to go Weeden Prairie. There's no other option.
Yeah, it's right there.
I don't know a lot of pot.
That's my first thought.
Yeah.
I mean, weed, you got to put weed in it.
I know very little pot jokes, pot references. I'm not a pot guy. But if you don't go Weeden Prairie, you're making a mistake. Yep. And I guess now that I was the first one to say it, I think I win the contest.
Yeah, you get a lifetime supply.
Well, actually, what you get, the winner will get a free bag of this new edible ganj as the grand prize. So I think might as well just send it over here. What's our address here at 93X?
2000 Elm Street Southeast.
You got to go Weeden Prairie.
Yeah. On the social media, that's what people are saying.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good.
I said it first into a microphone, so I think
as far as I know, you did.
Yeah.
But yeah, Weeden Prairie that's the easy answer. You got to go with that.
There you go.
Although we are getting Gummy McGummy face.
Yeah,
via
that's not going to
text
happen.
message here.
Not going to happen. I won't let it happen.
Little hash on the prairie. Somebody says here.
Yeah.
5 feet of
Lame.
fish. Jesus.
That's lame. But there you go. You've been eating those up lately, Dana? You like to eat up those gummies?
I like the beverages more than the actual gummies themselves.
I heard they hit harder.
The beverages?
Yeah.
Before you eat your next gummy, I'll put you on the telephone with my pal Curtis.
Yeah?
Have him tell you his horror story. Oh, he thought he was going to die.
Well, these regulated ones are they're a little bit safer than the ones that guys used to cook up in their ovens, some of those edibles that they would make with actual weed.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
I'm sure they are.
Unless you eat like 15 of them. Then you'll get the same effect.
Yeah. Curtis
Which they don't advise.
Curtis had a bad experience, and when he had to call the cops.
Oh, he did?
He's one of those.
Oh,
No, he thought he was going to die.
Yeah, I had a buddy call his
this
mom
wasn't
once.
some SAWFT soft type situation. He's got experience with everything, Ashley. Don't be treating Curtis like he's some kind of rookie. He thought, this is it. I'm going to die. So he had to call the cops. And when the cops got there, they said, we take a dozen calls like this a night.
That's got to be so annoying.
They said this is all, at least the cops in his neighborhood said this is all we do anymore, is go to grown folks' places who took some gummies and it went sideways.
Did they do anything for him? Did they give him like something to calm down his anxiety?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I think just naturally he kind of gathered back his wherewithal and this and that, and I don't think they gave him anything. They just said, you're not alone, son.
I've definitely been there.
Yeah, it seems like it's always the gummies or edibles.
Yeah.
Do that to people.
Yeah, because you'll keep taking them because you don't feel anything, and then boom, it's like you hit a wall.
You're on Mars.
Another one of my friends who lives in a hotel
All right.
He was so sure he was going to die one night in his hotel room from taking the gummies that he went 3 o'clock in the morning. He got up out of bed, went outside, and just walked around the parking lot because his line of thinking was, if I die here in the parking lot, someone will find me in the morning. If I die in my hotel room, it'll be 5-6 days, and I'll be bloated and covered in flies.
That's pretty good to think of that when he's that messed up.
Yeah, that's good stoner logic.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
I think Fitz is in trouble.
Especially with the Sanchez on the dick, on the hill.
That's a wrap.
A dude accidentally said dick on television.
Sanchez on the dick.
Yeah.
Sanchez is on it.
It happens.
He's the same guy that we was talking about, Pete Rose. He said he had the hardest wood he'd ever touched.
That's that guy?
Same guy. We played that clip before.
A dude accidentally said dick on television yesterday, and that's always fun. Covering some baseball there. They were covering some baseball.
I'm wondering how he did that. I mean, he was trying to say hill. Yeah.
He meant to say dish.
What? I've never heard that before.
No, he didn't. Dish is home
Dish
plate.
is the plate.
I don't know what he was trying to say, but he accidentally said dick, and here we are. Yeah, I don't know what he was trying to say, Cubby. Originally, I assumed he was trying to say dish, but that's not the mound. Dish is the home plate. I don't know.
Sanchez on the dick.
On the dick. Boy, speaking of D, Twins got screwed yesterday. I was pissed. You guys didn't see it. You have no idea what I'm talking about.
Well, read the next morning.
Oh, it pissed me off. We'll talk about it with Randy Shavers. Brad Ryder joining us too?
Sure is.
Great. That's just great. Oh, it was terrible. Just terrible. Friggin' first base umpire. No balls at all, that guy. I'll tell you all about it. Twins lost. They got walked off by the LA Dodgers. Now they got a day off. They start a series at home with the Washington Nationals tomorrow. Here's the happiest news this morning, I think. Maybe there's something else as far as sports goes. Maybe there's something else, but this made me happy, and I think it probably would please you as well, Josh. Ricky Rubio's coming out of retirement.
That's great. I actually didn't know he officially retired. I remember he released a statement. Everyone said, oh, he's retired, and then he said, no, I'm not retiring. Just saying some nice things.
I don't know.
He's a nice guy.
He comes across that way for sure.
Yeah, I hope the Timberwolves sign him. And finally, something else to make you feel good this morning, Josh. Who sent this in? I want to give them credit because obviously they're thinking straight this morning. Who the hell was it? I can't remember. I'm sorry. I'd love to give them credit, but I can't remember. They texted in with a little history, Josh. On this day, in 1983, the number one song in America was Eye of the Tiger from Survivor from the Rocky III soundtrack.
That's pretty cool.
And it stayed that way, I think, for quite a stretch of time.
It should still be that way.
That was a big locker room song for us when we were kids.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's a go-to.
It still is for youth sports.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, they'll still play that.
Really? In your generation, Ashley, listen to Eye of the Tiger?
Yep.
That's funny to me because I know an old-timer, he's gone now, but he used to drive school bus, and at times he would drive the high school baseball team or the high school football team to their away games, right? And they were cranking some rap tune. This is 15 years ago. They were cranking some rap tune, and my old-timer buddy driving the bus, he said, hey, turn that down real quick. Haven't you kids ever heard of Eye of the Tiger? And not one swinging D on the bus had any idea what he was talking about.
What?
I think I know a movie I'm watching this afternoon.
One of the Fast and Furious.
That was the Rocky where, hard for me to talk about it, even after all these years. That was the Rocky where Mickey died. Mick? 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 No, don't go to Mick. Oh, God, Mick. Mick? Mick? Josh's news is coming up next.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Hey, podcast pals. It's Dana from the Half-Assed Morning Show. As always, we appreciate you checking on the podcast, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. The July heat means it's officially swass and crotch soup season. Gross! It also means our AC units are being put to the test. I recently went through an issue myself, and I was so happy to have my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning in my corner. They gave me real options, didn't make me feel like a dummy for not knowing a single thing about HVAC systems, and let me choose what worked best for my home and my budget. No pressure, just comfort my way. Enjoy the show. Thanks for listening, and stay cool this summer with Standard.
Nightly Scroll with Haley Caronia.
Hello to all my homies in the chat. I'm Haley Caronia with some very inconvenient truths.
Your go-to place for the hottest button issues.
Don't you hate when facts get in the way of a good news story?
Cut through the noise and get ready to scroll through the chaos of the modern world, one hot take at a time.
Hear me out. We might need to spread this information 24/7. Let's get into some scrolling time.
Nightly Scroll with Haley Caronia.
I love this place.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Nice. 93X.
Everybody's cars, windows were just smashed and everything in their vehicles were rummaged through, and all that was taken was cash because laptops and everything was still in there.
A wave of vehicle vandalism and break-ins has slammed the Twin Cities harder than explaining a meme to your grandma, triggering investigations by police in both Minneapolis and Bloomington. In Minneapolis alone, nearly 100 vehicles were broken into or damaged over just 2 days last week. Then between Sunday night and Monday morning, another 70-plus cars found with smashed windows.
God dang.
Somebody hates these windows. Bloomington saw a similar pattern during the same overnight stretch. 40 vehicles vandalized in hotel parking lots near the Mall of America. On Tuesday, shattered glass still covered the Great Wolf Lodge parking lot as crews worked to replace those broken windows. Now authorities are trying to figure out if the two sprees are connected. Investigators are digging through police reports, scanning social media, and looking for patterns across the metro. They're also gathering surveillance footage from city cameras and videos shared by residents to help in that investigation. Over 200 cars.
That's insane.
Total nightmare.
Put in some work.
I'm investing in a car window business today.
Seriously.
What started with a guy who couldn't handle being honked at ended with a well-deserved black eye and an arrest. 30-year-old Seth Schluter stopped his car in the middle of a highway about 35 miles northeast of Cincinnati. A woman driving behind him honked as she maneuvered around his stopped vehicle. And that clearly didn't sit well with Schluter, who, with his kids in his vehicle, went nuts and followed her home.
That is absolute insanity to me. You don't do that with your kids. You don't do that at all.
About 5:30 p.m. that evening, sheriff's deputies responded to a home where Schluter, who they believed was intoxicated, showed up uninvited. He confronted the woman's husband on their front porch, still with his children in the car.
Got to the house, and when she arrived there, the homeowner, the husband, was on the front porch. He went out and spoke to the guy, and then she, the wife or victim, fled behind the residence.
Then the black eye. Schluter made the mistake of entering the family's home without permission.
Uh-oh.
He started destroying things. And when the homeowners came back around from behind the house, they found him inside, and the husband kicked his ass.
When they came back from behind the residence, he entered the home, and at that point, the male inside ended up striking him.
Schluter punched the husband in the face first, but ended up on the losing end of that confrontation. After retrieving his children with all the dignity of a man who just lost the fight he started, he was later arrested at a nearby convenience store.
He's really lucky that all he got was a punch in the face. Entering somebody's home like that.
Yeah,
True.
some folks will air hole you at that point.
Yeah, he could have ended up looking like Swiss cheese afterwards. You're right.
Nice work, tough guy.
Yeah, that's the best. Yeah, I'm going to kick your... Okay, now this... This really didn't go as well as I thought it would.
What is wrong with folks like this?
You're right. Poor kids.
Yeah, the kids, they got no shot at all.
Road rage seems to be revving up nationwide, as just a few states away, one hot-headed highway hooligan took a wild ride straight into poetic justice, crashing his vehicle right into karma. The 29-year-old Vermont resident followed a woman through town while driving under the influence, ultimately crashing in one of the most unlucky things a drunk dork could plow into, a police car, in the police department parking lot. That's where they are.
Call that a double whammy.
The misadventure kicked off just before 1 p.m. last Wednesday when a woman called police reporting she was being followed by an erratic driver. While still on the line with dispatch, she decided to pull into the Rockland Police Department lot for safety.
Yeah, good call.
But her not-so-stealthy shadow was still in tow. Officers went outside and discovered the man had struck a marked police cruiser. He fled the scene but was soon located and taken into custody.
How'd that work out for you, bud?
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Oh, I'd be so happy if I was her.
Pretty awesome. A 37-year-old Utah woman thought she had the perfect plan when she orchestrated a cold, calculated scheme to kill her estranged husband. But she made one offhanded mistake. Catherine Rastelli set up an elaborate setup to lure her ex-husband Matthew to Utah, where she had took her kids to move in with her mother. Originally, they lived in California together, but she left. Under the false pretense of reuniting their family, she told him she wanted to reconcile. But it was a death sentence in disguise. Unbeknownst to him, she planted an Apple AirTag on his truck to monitor his movements. Meanwhile, Rastelli's brother, Kevin Ellis, prepared the home for a deadly ambush. Her mother even covered the living room couch to prevent blood stains.
So her whole family was in on this.
Yeah, everyone was.
She must be very convincing.
When Matthew arrived, Rastelli calmly spoke with him by phone, assuring him the front door was open and said, "Come on in, help me pack." As he stepped into the house, though, Ellis was waiting in ambush and opened fire. Prosecutors alleged the family intended to claim Matthew entered the home uninvited and posed a threat, staging the killing as self-defense. A 911 call was placed within minutes, and when police arrived, they found a knife placed in Matthew's right hand. But the idiots made one crucial mistake. They didn't consider Matthew is left-handed.
Son of a bitch.
And now, with a guilty plea in hand, the correct hand, Rastelli is set to be sentenced September 9th. Her mom and brother go on trial early next year.
So they killed the guy.
They did kill him.
Awful, awful people.
I mean, you think they planned all of that. Somebody would say, hey, let's make sure. I mean, she lived with the guy. She was married to the guy. She's got kids with the guy.
Mm-hmm.
She knew he's left-handed.
You think they would have gotten away with it if they'd have put that knife in the correct hand?
Boy, I don't know. It didn't say other things they messed up.
They must have screwed something else up.
I'm sure. It seemed like from the get-go, the cops were like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, most of them, there's more than one F-up. Yeah. Most characters like this.
I mean, just the fact they've got records of her calling him.
Yes.
And, saying, hey, come on out here. An all-out brawl broke out mid-flight after a group of women were confronted for chatting loudly once the cabin lights had been dimmed.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Sky-high squabble started not long after the AirAsia flight took off for China late Monday. A male passenger reportedly asked three women seated nearby to keep it down. He wanted to get some sleep. We were sitting behind the row of women and listened to the quarrel, said a woman who filmed the now viral video. They were chatting too loudly when the lights were turned off, and the man in front asked them to be silent because he wanted to sleep.
Be silent.
His tone was quite aggressive, she said. But instead of politely zipping it, they kept talking. And that's when the man snapped, yelling, "Shut up! Are you stupid? I want to sleep."
Please go away. Let me sleep for the love of God.
Then one of the women suddenly lunged over the seat and started throwing punches, pummeling the passenger who tried to cower under his tray to dodge the blows. Flight attendants rushed in as the females force-fed knuckle sandwiches to the man, frantically trying to break things up as emergency lights flickered throughout the cabin. Authorities were waiting to question those involved when the plane landed, but it's still unclear if anyone was actually arrested.
They seem like they went 0 to 100 really fast, but he also should maybe get some noise-canceling headphones.
Maybe they were hammered. But it sounds like they kicked his ass, huh?
Yeah, he got punched a couple hundred times there before they were able to break it up.
Dang.
I mean, the flight attendants were doing their best to pull these women off of them, but they really wanted to continue the conversation. A 77-year-old woman was assaulted by the operator of a Florida group home because he felt she was talking too much. 64-year-old Pedro Custodio, known around the house as Pastor Pete, apparently wasn't feeling very pastoral when he raged on the retiree for what he called excessive talking. The victim said they were talking in his bedroom when Custodio suddenly got furioso, seizing her thigh and sending her sprawling to the floor.
She said that while she was having a conversation with Mr. Custodio, he became upset with her for speaking excessively, to which then he grabbed her and pushed her down.
She just wouldn't shut her yap, and he snapped.
I guess he did. The victim also described another incident that occurred after she told him she needed to take a shower. She began gathering her things, but he got mad and pushed her to the ground because she wasn't moving fast enough. Turns out this isn't Pastor Pete's first fall from grace. A decade ago, he was accused of battering a woman at a homeless shelter.
Oh.
And just 3 years back, he was accused of throwing a box cutter at a man through a car window.
So this guy runs a little hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some temper issues. Well, this is a bad story to break on National Drive-Thru Day today. A 28-year-old Florida woman got a not-so-refreshing splash of legal trouble after she was caught on camera chucking a water bottle at a teenage drive-thru worker because she's too important to wait like the rest of us plebes. Brianna Zimmermaker had been simmering in the drive-thru line at Charlie's Cheesesteaks and Wings.
Oh, that place is great.
Oh, you're familiar with it?
Yeah.
It sounds awesome. I'd never heard of it. This was a few minutes she had to wait before she began bellowing and blurting profanities at the poor 16-year-old employee. Not one to bottle up her emotions, she pulled up to the final window to confront the teen, still shouting, still cursing and crying about it, and then crowned her tantrum by catapulting a bottled beverage at the man, or I should say boy. The teen tried to block it, but it sounds like he's about as athletic as I am, because deputies say he took it squarely in the face, which I realize is... I wish I would have thought of this earlier, but that's going to turn into some unpleasant mom jokes texted my way, I'd imagine.
You'll be all right. You've been through it before.
I have, yeah. I've built up calluses over the years. Crap, that's going to lead to some... After that, Zimmermaker drove off with tremendous courage. When she flanged the Fiji, she probably didn't see this coming from her water tantrum. She was charged with child abuse.
Oh, snap.
Turns out impatience isn't just a drive-through problem because things at a chicken joint got even uglier over a bathroom wait. Usually when someone's taking forever at a fast food bathroom, you do not want to get in there. But that wasn't the case last month in Wisconsin, where the real box combo that night had actual boxing, including 4 fists with a side of face. Madison police are searching for a group of female suspects after they attacked a woman who took too long in a Raising Cane's bathroom. Shortly after midnight, back on June 8th, the women started punching a woman as soon as she left, then attacked another person who tried to break up that fight.
Taking a long one in there, huh?
Yeah, usually I'll wait till I get home.
Oh, I had a guy that was ready to kick my ass one night at an old Chicago restaurant because I went into the head, and it was just murderous what I was doing in there. And I couldn't get out. I mean, I was terribly sick. I've told you the story before. The guy must have come in and out of that men's room 5 times, hoping to get into the one throne they had in the joint. And I couldn't leave. It was brutal. And the dude finally snapped. So had I come out, he might have kicked my ass.
I mean, don't you guys get to a point where there's like a certain threshold where you go, okay, at this point, I don't want to go in there at all?
Yep.
I have. There's no way I could make that choice, Josh.
Oh, that's true. But you're not as much of an emergency.
Back in the day, I had no choice. Now I have a choice. But back then, I don't care what condition the John is in. I got to get in there. And this guy, who I was referencing a minute ago, he must have been the same type of fella. He couldn't hang on to it. He needed to get in there, and I just simply couldn't allow him to go in there. It was horrible, dude. I got completely naked in there because I was pouring sweat. I was so sick.
Do you remember what you did to yourself?
Yeah, I'd just been drinking beer for 5-6 days straight and eating nothing but pizza, just being a stupid idiot, you know. And it finally just... It felt like, Cubby, I had swallowed a nuclear bomb.
I feel for both of you.
And the guy finally said, I mean, after like the 5th time him coming in there, and he knocks, and once or twice I said, hey man, I'm sorry, I'm really sick in here. About the 5th time he comes in, and all he did this time, he didn't knock. He just saw my feet still under the stall, and he goes, you gotta be effing kidding me! Come on, man! And then he left. So had I walked out of there, he might have taken a swing at me.
And you would have been in no condition, it sounds like, to defend yourself.
I was as weak as a kitten.
The second half of Sandman, the series finale, is streaming now on Netflix. And tonight on Discovery, the 1-hour special, Frankenshark.
What in the world?
I'm not going to ask any questions.
Why can't they stop this bit? They're still doing this bit?
A team of mad scientists built the ultimate Frankenshark by merging traits of many species into the deadliest and weirdest shark on the planet.
Does this still star the guy from 90210? We're still doing this thing?
You know, I'll be honest, I did very little research on it.
Ian Zierling or whatever his name is?
I think it's more of like a science show. But
yeah, that's what it looks like. It says It's under documentaries.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's I had a completely different picture in my head. I thought they were still doing the Crazy Shark movie.
So did I. That's why I Googled it, just because I thought, well, Discovery, that's an odd place to put that. But, yeah, I think it's more science-y.
That sounds pretty cool.
Well, then F me running.
If you're looking for a birthday gift, it seems our first birthday girl never says no to an engagement ring. Jennifer Lopez, married 4 times, engaged 7, turns 56 today.
Is that a factor?
Yeah.
Wow.
Engaged 7 times. You can say no.
Yeah. She must be too nice.
She's a people pleaser.
Yeah. Are all of the men she's been engaged to famous men?
So I didn't recognize some of the names. Ben Affleck, obviously. She was engaged, and then that broke off, and then engaged and married. A-Rod.
Yeah, right.
Engaged to A-Rod.
And they still do business together here in town, obviously.
Mark Anthony.
Yeah, he's
a famous singer, right?
I think, yeah.
She was married to him.
Okay.
Chris Judd.
No, I don't know him.
Johnny Noah.
Johnny.
If I'm pronouncing that right.
No, I don't know him.
And David Cruz. She was engaged to David Cruz. I thought that guy might have been like a high school sweetheart or something like that.
That's adorable.
Yeah, so she's got quite the list. Linda Carter, the original Wonder Woman, 74.
Wonder Body, we called her back in the day.
Oh, hubba, hubba.
Come on.
Happy birthday to Crop Farmer Jesus from the smoking hot Rosalie. And that's 93X News.
Randy Shaver
is a big humper, literally humping everyone. He is social, but he's more concerned about humping everybody.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
I think it was your first game, maybe second, in Tampa Bay, maybe against the Vikings. Yeah. You ran through some guy's face, and then your entire sideline jumped up. And from that moment, I was like, I think these guys are in love with Baker Mayfield.
And I was bricked up.
All right, Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
I didn't know that's what bricked up meant. Randy Shaver, you're at an age now where just hearing about someone else's erection is going to have to do.
Wow.
And
good morning to you, too.
I mean, come on now. There are pills for that.
Yeah. And save a few for your bro. Save a few if you don't mind. Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield there claims that I think he's exaggerating, but I can't be sure. He claims that he had a hard-on in his pants while playing a game against the Vikings a couple seasons ago.
And I was bricked up.
Right?
Pardon me, Randy?
I said, who wouldn't, right?
I did not know that that's what bricked up meant.
I didn't either.
And it's funny because just a couple of days ago, I don't know, God knows what we were talking about here on the program ski. But a dude texted me and said something about being bricked up, and I didn't understand, and I didn't have time to ask him what he meant. So that's what bricked up means.
I always thought it meant constipated, but I was correct.
No.
Well, I thought it may be football terms. Maybe it meant that they were jacked up, ready to go. Ready to hit somebody.
Somebody brought up bricked up, and I'm like, oh yeah. Tell me about it. I'm like the king of that.
What would be worse, playing football with a boner or playing football all constipated, knowing you might take a hit and something might
I would think the easy answer is having a bone ski.
Me too.
Because you could snap that sumbitch off, the right hit or the right tackle, you could lose that little acorn.
And when you're constipated, you're praying something happens to make that.
So at that point, Josh, you wouldn't mind just having it all let loose on the field?
Not at all.
As long as it got out of the system?
Hey, Dana, that's the trainer's problem at that point. You know what I mean? So this was audio of Baker Mayfield on a program called Pardon My Take. And he talks about this game against the Vikings a couple seasons ago, and that was kind of it jump-started this resurgence in his career. If you watch the video of the play, it wasn't anything terribly dramatic.
I was going to say, that's not worth getting an erection for.
No, they overdid it.
That's not a highlight even.
They over-exaggerated the play. He runs the ball to the outside. He did shove aside a Vikings defensive back.
And Patrick Peters.
They all fell out of bounds. It wasn't that big of a deal. But he says I was bricked up.
They went a little longer on that.
I think it was your first game, maybe second, in Tampa Bay, maybe against the Vikings. Yeah. You ran through some guy's face, and then your entire sideline jumped up. And from that moment, I was like, I think these guys are in love with Baker Mayfield.
And I was bricked up.
Do you ever get just like a little rush of blood? Like you hit somebody, you're like, whoa.
Little rush of blood below the belt line. Never hurt anybody.
Yeah, you boys are trying a little too hard. Anyway.
Yeah, he says it doesn't sound natural coming out of his mouth.
I don't think he actually had one. I think it was.
They're Brad reviewed the videotape, like the JFK footage, frame by frame.
Yeah.
Vikings Buccaneers from a couple years ago. Everyone remembers the. Speaking of
and I was bricked up.
So many people are with you guys. They thought bricked up meant being constipated.
It seems to make sense to me.
What the heck? This word has been around for years.
I just learned it. I think maybe, Ashley, you told me I was wrong.
I'd never heard of it until 2 days ago.
Yeah, I remember having a conversation with you guys about this.
Yeah.
Well, then I apologize because I completely forgot.
It's okay. There's a lot of those words to remember.
You're right. And they change. So I appreciate it.
The hip new lingo?
Yep.
It's tough to keep up with. Speaking of erections, man, did the Twins get boned hard yesterday. If you watch the ball game, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. They got friggin' boned.
The ball to left field. Bader can't get it, and the Dodgers win. Shades of October in July. Freddie Freeman, the hero.
Shut up, jackass. It never should have reached that point.
Yep.
Here, I'll set the scene for you if you didn't see it, and that's probably the great majority of you. The Twins led 3-2. Dodgers were down to their last out in the bottom of the ninth. They were down to their last strike.
Yeah.
Nobody on. Mookie Betts is at the plate. 2 strikes against him. Betts tried to check his swing on a pitch from Griffin Jax. It was clear that he did not hold up his swing. The home plate umpire checks with the first base umpire, and that dude didn't have the balls to call a check swing strike 3 on Mookie Betts, and it unraveled from there. Should have been strike 3, should have been game over. The umpire punked out. Would you agree with me, Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder? If that were Ryan Jeffers or Brooks Lee, it would have been called strike 3. Dude didn't have the balls to call strike 3 on Mookie Betts in the final out of a game, especially.
Or if it would have been in the 4th inning, it might have been a different call too.
Yeah.
After that debacle, Betts singles. They walk Ohtani intentionally. Griffin Jax then unintentionally walks the next batter to load him up, and Freddie Freeman gets himself a base hit. Harrison Bader damn near made a beautiful catch to save the game, but it tipped off the end of his glove. What a screw job. The Twins get walked off.
I thought you were going to say that was Shea Gilgeous-Alexander at the plate instead of Mookie.
Well, the more beneficial calls you get from officials, the more you are reminiscent of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Rocco said to the umps after the game, he said, I thought I had to go to the Sunset Strip if I wanted to get screwed while in Los Angeles. Both starting pitchers were great yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, Paddock, actually pitched extremely well. Only threw 78 pitches, too, so it wasn't like he was overworked, but they moved on from him after 6. But, yeah, he looked great. I thought Glasnow, he's been so banged up, in and out of the lineup for the Dodgers. He looked like his all-star self against the Twins. He had, 12 strikeouts. So their bullpen, other than Kirby Yates, saved the game for them. So
Royce Lewis had a solo dong. Royce Lewis also had a double in the ball game.
Royce Lewis is starting to. Yes. He's starting to hit.
He is. He had a good series. I sound like a broken record when I talk about Twins pitching, so I shouldn't bring this up again, but I just don't understand the pitch count and if a guy's going good and not even 80 pitches, why? So, anyway.
Yeah.
I hear you, Brad Ryder.
Isn't it all about just trips through the lineup these days?
I guess it's just that third trip through the lineup. I think they make decisions about guys.
Can we not just have a feel for what's going on in the game instead of making that decision before the game starts?
I think they have a feel for it, Brad. That's just their take, though. Their feel is that that they would like to move on from that pitcher and not let him face the guys the third time through. So
Rocco loves the Twins bullpen too. He loves it.
I'm a big guy. Yeah.
They'll enjoy a day off today and fire up a weekend series at home with the Washington Nationals tomorrow night.
Yes.
Should have been a win.
Should have been. But, I mean, as you look at the Twins' season at this point, I mean, they're really not heading anywhere. It's not going to happen. So, win or lose yesterday, probably in the big picture, isn't going to change much.
Here's a question from Lives in Brainerd, Jesus, and I don't know the answer. Why wasn't that play challenged? I don't know the rules on challenges. Can you challenge something like that?
No, you challenge balls and strikes, but you can't challenge a check swing.
Well, good. I don't want him to challenge anything.
Right. A couple nights ago, I was watching the broadcast, and Corey Provis and Trevor Plouffe were talking about that, how there's some momentum to try to get that changed where that can be a challengeable check swing.
You have to have the camera angle. But you have to have the perfect camera angle for a check swing. Yeah. I mean, how many cameras do you have that can pick up a check swing from both sides of the plate and make sure that that's a perfect, legitimate view of it?
For God's sake, the home plate umpire could have made that call and saw that Mookie Betts went beyond home. Anyway.
Yeah.
Shohei homered for the 5th consecutive game yesterday. That ties a Dodgers franchise record.
Fly ball center field, headed for the seats, reaching him again. 5th consecutive game of the Shohei home run.
Shut up. He leads the National League with 37 dongs. Okay, this is the 7th time in Dodgers history that a player has homered in 5 consecutive games. Do you want to try to name the other players who homered in 5 consecutive games for the Dodgers?
Steve Garvey?
No!
Ron Say.
No, I'll give you some hints. Outside of one player, they are very recent.
Wow,
they are recent or very recent.
That's no fun.
No, it's not. You're not going to get.
Was it Mookie Betts?
No.
Well, Freddie Freeman, I guess. I would guess.
No.
How about Hernandez?
No.
Oh, God.
I'll tell you.
You're just not having fun.
It's okay. I'll tell you. Max Muncy.
Oh, sure. He either strikes out or hits a home run, so that makes sense.
Jock Peterson.
Oh, that's a blast from the past.
Did you say Gonzalez?
I said Hernandez.
Adrian Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Matt Kemp.
That's a blast.
Yeah. Sean Green is also kind of a blast from the past.
Wow, Sean Green, I don't even remember him.
Oh, he was a big baseball player type of a guy.
He's a big strong
guy. The only old timer on this list of Dodgers who have homered in 5 consecutive games, Roy Campanella.
Oh my God, that's way back.
Yeah.
All right, so now David Festa is not healthy. Right shoulder inflammation. He's on the 15-day DL. So now what the hell are they going to do?
Well, now I'm sad because
Don't be sad.
If Dick Mountain was available before the Royals picked him up, we could have had Dick Mountain.
I would have loved that.
I would have too. Oh, man. This poor Twins team, they just cannot.
What's Bartolo Colon doing?
They just can't buy a break.
Probably
when it comes
right
to
now
pitchers.
Polishing off a plate of hot wings or something out there. Sure, it'd be fun to see old Dick Mountain in the mix, but I don't know whose telephone will ring now. A Washington Nationals center fielder made a very pretty catch up against the wall in the Nationals game yesterday against Cincinnati. He robbed a Cincinnati batter of a dong. Defying gravity. That's a Mr. Big record.
It is.
Everyone knows that.
Well,
I don't mind that one.
He didn't just jump. He used his feet to climb the wall and then jump. If you watch it,
it was all beautiful timing, great athleticism shown by this kid. He goes by the name of Jacob Young.
Yeah, you know the Nationals are they've got some pieces that if they ever can figure out a pitching staff that can support it. I mean, the Wood kid, James Wood. Really good player, all-star. Young, plays center field, not a bad player. C.J. Abrams, came over in that trade when they traded Soto. They've got some players.
They'll get there.
They just don't have the pitching. I mean, they're relying on Sirocco, who's, I can't even believe he's still in the league right now. Guys like that. Although I think the Twins will see Mackenzie Gore on Friday.
He was an all-star, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a strikeout pitcher. He's pretty good, yeah.
This is funny. 651-989-9393 is how you can always get a hold of us via this fancy schmancy text machine. And I think I feel bad because it sounds like we may have gotten a listener finally interested in baseball. Backsplash Jesus texted in and said, "There's a baseball player named Dick Mountain." I hate to break it to you, Backsplash Jesus. His name is Rich Hill. His nickname is Dick Mountain. Now, I don't know if that's good enough for you. Everybody calls him Dick Mountain. He even refers to himself now and again as Dick Mountain. So, I mean, hopefully you consider that close enough. Yesterday, the Colorado Rockies picked up their first shutout in 221 baseball games. They shut out the St. Louis Cardinals, their first shutout since May of last baseball season.
That's great.
So they're coming around.
Yeah,
they're making a charge.
They're figuring some things out.
Yeah, they're figuring it out. Justin Verlander.
I just wonder if they'll trade some of the pieces that are helping them turn things around.
The Rockies?
Yeah.
A lot of trade deadline movement for the Rockies?
They've got the Hunter Goodman, the catcher, the outfielder. Jordan Beck's a good player. McMahon has been with them for a long time.
Well, you can tell the fantasy sports junkie on the show, can't you?
No, I'm just saying. I mean, I look at box scores, and they've got some guys that are good pieces, but I mean, just the overall vibe of Colorado is just so bad that
you just name more Rockies than their manager could.
Yeah.
They are 50 games under 500 right now.
All right, here's the lineup, boys. Kid with the long hair, you're going to bat first.
Yeah. Sunshine.
Yeah. The bow-legged guy we got from Cleveland, you're going to bat second.
The old joke is name more people than the PA guy could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to admit that this is maybe the second time this baseball season that I've been completely unaware. The second time I've completely forgotten that Justin Verlander still plays professional baseball. He got a win yesterday in his 17th start of the season for the San Francisco Giants. It took him 16 starts to get a win. He beat the Atlanta Braves.
Well, one of the things about Verlander is he's only lasting 5 innings or less in his starts. They're not getting much more than 5 out of him.
Yeah, he's cooked. He's 42 years old.
Yeah, so, I mean, he walked 5 guys yesterday in that game against Atlanta.
Like he cares. Look at his personal life.
Yeah.
But the deal is he got some great offensive help from his team this time, so, yeah.
Josh,
that begs the question, why don't you just hang it up? I mean, look what you have to do.
Well, I think... Yeah, the Giants, though, are a playoff contending team, so maybe he's just riding it to see if they can do something.
Josh, was he the innovator of the term load management?
Yes, he was. The Million Man March.
Not the way that most NBA teams look at it, but yes.
What did they call it back in the day? They called it the fappening, didn't they?
Yep. Well, no, the fappening was different.
Oh, it was different?
Yeah, the fappening was different.
Well, anyway, years ago, personal photos of Justin Verlander and his wife cut loose on the internet. Right or wrong, it happened. And
you know what? That was a part of the fappening.
That was a version of the fappening.
Yeah, it was part of it.
Fappening part D.
Yeah, where a bunch of celebrities' phones were hacked.
Yeah.
Those intimate photos were posted.
And old Justin there, some bitch makes a mess.
Well, you know what? When a lot of people might be mortified, but when he was asked about it, essentially his attitude was, word.
Yeah.
Nothing to be ashamed of.
I love that.
So, what does he care if it took him 17 starts to get a win? Look at his personal life. He went straight home to play a game of massage table rescue with his supermodel wife. You ever played massage table rescue, Josh?
No.
It's similar to shower rescue. Except massage rescue, you're covered in cooking oil, and you have a towel.
Yeah, I don't even have a
What's the rescue part? Can you just not get off the table?
Help! I can't get off the table.
I'm too slippery.
Help! Right? And then... Verlander also reached a milestone, 3,500 career big league innings. That's the number he's at now after yesterday.
Where does that rank?
70. He's the 72nd pitcher to get to 3,500 innings, so I don't know. Look at that however you want. But he is the career active leader. I'll give you an example. In 71st place is Juan Marichal.
Yeah.
Cy Young is the all-time leader in innings pitched.
Well, I mean,
most guys today aren't going to crack the top one.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell, he's the last of a dying breed.
Totally different approach to pitching.
Yeah. Oh, Justin Verlander. Can I tell you my Justin Verlander story again?
Oh, yeah.
About him making a mess?
No, we covered that already, and he covered everything. This is just a story I heard back when I used to, Josh remembers these days, back when I used to spend about every other night at the Boom Boom Room.
They basically had a parking spot and a booth for you
My
all
God,
times.
my God, we had some fun times hanging out at the Boom Boom. So I got to know some of the staff, and the Tigers were in town. This is many years ago when Verlander was pitching for the Detroit Tigers. And I walked into the joint and said hi to Donnie, the lead bouncer or whatever. And what's going on, Donnie? He said, last night we had a little visitor. And he told me this story. He said, Justin Verlander walked into the Boom Boom and kind of stood there, kind of not making eye contact with anybody, kind of letting the staff...
Letting the vibe soak in.
Yeah, letting the staff soak in the idea of Justin Verlander walking into their establishment. I'll let you folks get a look at me real quick. This is a story the bouncer told me, that he kind of walked in as if, what do you think? So anyway, Verlander says to the bouncer, any of my teammates show up yet? And the bouncer said, well, that depends. Who are you?
Oh, my.
And Verlander didn't say a word. He just turned and left.
Oh.
Well, then, who am I?
Figured if you don't know who I am, I'm not getting any special treatment here tonight. So
That's right. Well, then, goodbye.
I said I was bricked up.
I said good day.
It's funny that was like an insult back in the day, was repeating to somebody to have a nice day.
Right. Mm-hmm. All right, you folks know how it is. Little leaguers try and emulate the big leaguers. Hoping you boys get a chance to see this video and tell me what you think. A little leaguer in New Jersey hit a dong in a ball game a day or two ago, and he cut loose with a big dramatic bat flip in the process, and the kid was suspended. And this has created a big argument over there in the New Jersey Little League circles.
This video's on 93x.com.
He was suspended from playing in a state tournament final game. These are like under 15-year-old kids, I believe, is the division they play in. He was suspended from playing in the next state final game. He was ejected from the game when he flipped his bat and then suspended. You watch the bat flip if you can get your hands on it and tell me what you think. Or in general, what you think of bat flips at the Little League level. I know this is an argument that was very, very hot a couple years ago in baseball. Is it unsportsmanlike? Is it part of the game? Is it part of the fun?
This was a crazy bat flip. It completely clears the camera.
Yeah, straight up in the air, just very dramatic.
I don't think he should have been suspended, but I think he should have been scolded or, maybe kicked out of the game.
Well, he was.
Run doesn't count. That's about it. Because they're just little kids. You get so excited. You don't know what to do. You.
Umpires called it a safety concern, number one.
Yeah.
Which is that's weak.
Yeah.
Come on. But anyway.
It would have been hilarious if it landed on somebody.
Yeah, bonks his dad on the head, who's the coach. I don't know. Little League International, this is a real thing. They're like the folks who run Little League Baseball. they said that he did break a rule. There are rules against bat flips, according to Little League International, but at the same time, they admit there's also a gray area. So I don't know. I mean, this isn't anything that keeps me up at night. But like I said, a couple years ago, there was pretty defined sides of this argument, especially when we were talking about kids.
It's been really fun watching my nephew. He is 6 years old, him play baseball because the kids obviously, I mean, they have no idea what they're doing anyway. But some of them will, like, flip their bat. And every time I'm like, oh, where's it going to go?
They don't have any. So, Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder. Brad Ryder, you coach youth baseball. If a kid from the opposite club, let's say 15-year-old kids, does this dramatic bat flip, do you call for some kind of punishment? Do you get aggravated by that as a coach?
I probably would say something. I wouldn't be demonstrative about it, but I would say something to the umpire. I would go have a conversation with the umpire and say, look,
knowing that there is a rule against
it. Probably in between innings.
Between innings, sure. Yeah. Because I think in that instance, what you painted, if I were to get really upset about it during the course of the game while it happened, it makes me look like just as big of a fool as it does the kid. So I would talk to the umpire about it between innings or something.
Yeah.
Getting conflicting responses here via our text machine. Some are saying, hell, it's just good old-fashioned fun. Some are saying baseball players get too butthurt over backflips. Others are saying that punk needs to learn a lesson.
I think kids,
punk.
I think kids in general shouldn't be allowed to do that, and I don't think it's just because of the bat flip part of it. I think it's, and here I'm going to sound like get off my lawn, the old guy here, but I mean, kids need to learn more respect in general in life, and I think that is a disrespectful act, and I think that when adults do it in the major leagues, it's fine, but when a 13-year-old does it, it's not fine. So, yeah.
Fair enough, Brad Ryder. I'll tell you a quick story about when I watched a Little League baseball game many years ago. This was when Barry Bonds was the top dog in Major League Baseball and hitting dongs every 3-4 at-bats, right? Mm-hmm. So if you remember Barry Bonds, when he hit a dong, he would stand and admire that sumbitch until it hit the seats, and then he would begin a slow jog. That was kind of Barry's thing. So I'm at this Little League baseball game, and this kid comes up and just blasted one. Probably a 12, 13-year-old kid, just blasted one over the fence, and the kid did not move. He admired it until it cleared the fence, and then he started this really slow jog. And I had pretty good seats. Well, that sounds silly. What I mean is I was sitting very close to the dugout. And when the kid
had
crossed...
connections that day or what? Oh, no.
Yeah.
This pre-Brad.
It was a 13-year-old version of you, Brad, that I got these great Little League seats. And as the kid crossed home plate, his dad was the coach. And his dad said, and he said it loud enough for everyone to hear, his dad said, if you do that again, I don't care if you're my son or not, I will sit your ass on that bench for the rest of the season.
Good for him. Good for him.
I had 2 years ago because I'm coaching high school softball now, and one of my girls hit one off the wall and kind of ran into second for a double. When she got to second base, she went down and did push-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's...
The whole, like, I need to do push-ups to get it over the fence kind of a thing. And after I gave her the death stare, I was coaching first base, and after the inning was over, you don't do it in a way to show somebody up or to make their parents mad at you for doing it, but after the inning's over, I called her aside and I looked at her and I said, if you ever do that again, I said, you will be sitting for a few games.
Yeah, that's bad.
Again, we're getting split reactions to this on text. It's Dana, did you ever do anything unsportsmanlike when you were an athlete?
Oh, all the time, yeah.
You mentioned when you played soccer, you got red cards.
I get a lot of... There's one time, there's this field in Apple Valley off of Johnny Cake Ridge Road. It's a fenced-in field, stadium. Apple Valley's varsity team played there. And the ball went out of bounds. I thought it was going to be a goal kick for us. The ref called it a corner kick. I just turned around and I just punted the ball straight out of the stadium into the parking lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then he gives me the red card and says, okay, now go get the ball, dumbass.
That hurts.
That must have been humbling.
Yeah, so I'm out there in my cleats. It landed in between cars. I'm like on my hands and knees. Did he go under this minivan, that minivan?
Oh, no.
Red card for you. Why don't you go fetch that thing for me?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I was very unsportsmanlike, as often as I could.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the most unsportsmanlike thing I ever did in youth hockey was there was this team from Minnetonka, and we hated them, especially because of their coaches. Now, keep in mind, we were 9th grade kids, 8th grade kids. We hated them specifically because of their coaches. We nicknamed the coaches Duran Duran because all three of these coaches looked like an 80s boy band member. Not that Duran Duran wasn't a legit band. I don't want to be caught, because Duran Duran was a terrific effing band. But anyway, you remember what Duran Duran looked like? They were gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Perfect hair, stylish clothes. And that's how these coaches dressed on this rival team. And I thought that was so wrong. I thought they were such bitches, right? Our hockey coaches, they just look like overweight, middle-aged men. What are you guys doing on the bench looking like Duran Duran? So we had this hatred for them. And I got a big goal against the Duran Duran team, and I skated right over to their bench. I took my glove off, and I gave them all the finger as I skated by. You know what I'm talking about? Like as I flowed by, just weep. Here's my middle finger right to the coaches. The funny part was, later on that winter, I made some team, and they were the 3 head coaches.
Oh.
And when I walked into the locker room, they all just said, hey, there he is. The FU man, And I got along great with them. They were great guys. But I was just a dumb kid who, hated them for no reason at all. But I skated right by and gave them the friggin' bird ski. I was pretty proud of myself in that moment. All right, Dana found this information yesterday, and it grabbed us both. We were laughing our balls off. I don't know.
This is my favorite sports story of the year so far.
Yes. I don't know if anyone has been following Tommy Kramer on Twitter lately.
Yeah.
Former Viking quarterback Tommy Kramer. We thought this was so out of nowhere that we fell in love with it right away. Tommy announced on Twitter, I'm going to be bringing Jason Williams up to the Twin Cities, looking for someone to team up with and help with a basketball camp. Let me know if you're interested. Jason Williams was a hotshot point guard in the NBA back in the 90s. His nickname was White Chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Very fancy passer, fancy-dancy type of a point guard. And Dana and I said, what in God's name type of combination is that? Who would have ever dreamed up that combination? 2-minute Tommy Kramer and White Chocolate Jason Williams. How did these two guys become bros?
It's like they just drew names out of a hat.
Yeah. So I don't know the backstory as to how these two are getting together for a basketball camp, but what a wonderful combination.
And I want to go to that basketball camp. I loved Jason Williams growing up.
Mm-hmm. What other NFL, NBA bro combos are out there, Josh, that we don't even know about?
Yeah, maybe this is a whole thing.
And from completely different generations, too.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, the next one, it's Don Makowski and Jeff Hornacek. I don't know. I mean, Jim McMahon and Bobby Hurley. So I got to know how Tommy Kramer and Jason Williams are bros.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's something like, when you go to the Legion, there's a wide range of people there, different generations that hang out. Maybe it's something like that.
Maybe.
Maybe they happen to both be at a card show together.
Maybe.
Same bowling league.
Are they from the same hometown?
Jason's from West Virginia.
Oh, well, Tommy's a Texas guy, isn't he? Or Louisiana?
That's correct. Oh,
Texas.
Yeah.
So that cracked us up.
Speaking of Jason Williams, it's well known that him and Randy Moss were high school teammates in basketball and football. But I had a buddy who he grew up in that same hometown, so he was in about middle school, elementary school, and they were playing, and he would talk about how the stands would be filled 4 to 5 hours before a game started with people wanting to watch those two play.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
I can believe it. Hi, I'm Jim Plunkett, and here's my business partner, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. We're putting on a camp this summer. What? What's Jim Plunkett and Mahmoud Abdul Rauf doing together? Hi, I'm Phil Simms. All right, someone come up with Phil Simms' business partner.
Sharif Abdul Rahim.
Okay, fine.
Shane Gill.
Shane Heel.
Shane Heel.
The Australian guard that the Timberwolves had on the roster for 6 or 7 days.
Ashley, have you recognized any of these names?
No, I mean Tommy Kramer, but that's about it.
Tommy Kramer.
And I just want to clarify, I wasn't sport shaming you, Ashley. You know your sports, as these are obscure names from back.
Yeah, these are very random.
I wasn't doing that like, oh, you're wearing a Nirvana shirt, name 3 songs. I wasn't trying to do that. I just want to clarify.
No, I know you would never.
Hi, I'm Eric Hipple.
I didn't know that one.
Lions quarterback.
That's right. Eric Hipple. Me and my business partner.
I'm trying to come up with Timberwolves players now.
Let's say his business.
Brad Lowhouse.
Yes, me and Brad Lowhouse are putting on a fashion show. Our friends Bert Jones and Maurice Cheeks are going to be there, along with Steve Grogan. And all right, enough already. The Cleveland Browns unveiled the new alternate helmet yesterday.
This is so good.
This made my morning. I needed this.
It's a very fun video.
Hi, I'm Brian Sipe. The Cleveland Browns unveiled the new alternate helmet yesterday. Big overhyped event. You know how they do it nowadays. You have to make this just the biggest. How did they do this? But things went very sideways, at least for one photographer who was working the gig. Did you mention whether or not this is on our website?
It is.
Everyone should see this video.
I reposted this yesterday.
Did you put it up there?
Absolutely hilarious.
As part of the big reveal, the Browns were hanging out on a raft on Lake Erie. They had a big, oversized, inflatable version of their new helmet on a raft on Lake Erie, and they removed this tarp from the helmet to show the new look. One photographer on the raft, while walking around to get a better view, he or she lost track of where they were. By damn, they fell smooth into the lake.
I think the best part is the other people on the raft.
Yes.
One looks like they're in a mascot costume of some sort, like looking over the raft.
Yeah. Well, there were two mascots were there to help this photographer who fell into the drink. One of them was the official Cleveland Browns dog or whatever, and the other was a stick of chewing gum or something.
Oh, I think they're a pack of dude wipes because that's who is sponsoring this.
A pack of dude wipes.
Yep.
That makes it even better for some reason.
So I've fallen into the lake.
Wait a second.
And who's here to save me?
Is to dress up as a pack of dude wipes?
Yes, Randy.
It's great.
Oh my God!
He's got sunglasses on too.
That is like the perfect fantasy football loser of your league. They have to walk around Cleveland dressed up as dude wipes.
Oh, I would embrace that role.
That's funny.
I love.
Oh my God!
Sunglasses on because you know it gets bright down there. So you want to make sure.
I could watch this video 100 times.
I'm a fan of both. I'm a fan of mascots in general, and I'm a dude wipes user. I'm a customer.
I've never tried them because I can't.
No,
because
you're not a
they're
dude.
for dudes. Yeah.
Yeah, you need chick wipes.
Yeah.
Something else.
Oh my gosh. It just goes tumbling.
Yeah. So you fall into a lake, and the only two people there to help you is a giant dog mascot and a pack of dude wipes with arms, legs, eyes, and a pair of sunglasses on. That's got to be some kind of acid trip.
Yeah, I was going to say, wouldn't you assume you were high or something?
That's incredible.
One of those record scratch moments. Yep, that's me.
And by the way, the dog mascot is clapping and really enjoying the sight of that individual falling into the lake.
Oh, that's just...
You know, when this happened, the Cleveland Browns were probably like, oh, no. But if somebody smart took over, they'd be like, wait a second, this is ingenious. People are going to be watching this that never would have watched this before.
Oh, shoot.
Right.
Now I'm wondering if it was staged. I never considered.
I wondered that.
You always have to. You
Yeah,
always have to
I
wonder.
forget to do that sometimes.
Josh wants to believe.
I did want to believe.
You know who else wonders if it's staged, Josh?
Who's that?
Former Chiefs quarterback Bill Kenny and his business partner, Rod Strickland.
They're wondering as well.
Yes.
You know, if this
I'm
was
having way too much fun with this.
20, 30 years ago, that moment, let's say it's real, that moment would have just disappeared. But now, these days, that's never going anywhere.
Yeah.
People are going to see that for a
They
long
got
time.
so much more play out of that than they normally would have.
That's just awesome.
And they're still going to go 4-13.
I've got a basketball player for you if you want to tag another one, Nick.
Oh, go ahead. I'll tell you his jersey number.
You say the first
football player? Hi, I'm former Atlanta Falcons quarterback Steve Bartowski.
And I'm former NBA guard J.J. Barea. We've come up with a new energy drink or something like that. It's awesome. Oh, that's friggin' awesome is what it is, Randy Shea.
Too good. Too good.
You got to put a lid on it or I'll just keep going.
I know, yeah.
All right, what's going on? We got to get going so we can save some of this stuff for yesterday.
Tomorrow?
I'm sorry, tomorrow.
For tomorrow.
Tomorrow is how you say it. Yeah, the opposite of yesterday. We really didn't get around to this in any detail, so we'll go ahead. The Cone, Chris Paul has agreed.
Yeah, he's back.
Chris Paul has agreed to a deal with the L.A. Clippers for his 21st NBA season and hopefully his last.
Yeah.
He's 40 years old now. He's played for the Clippers before. He's played for damn near everyone at this point in time.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you got to give the man some credit, though.
Well, he's got some staying power, yeah.
The NBA is not a league that has veteran players like that. It just the league's just not built like that. For a guy to have played at the level he's played for all these years and still a team finds him to be valuable enough to put on their roster, whether you only have 13 spots or whatever it is. You got to give the guy some credit.
Of course, Chris Paul has been a terrific player throughout the majority of his career, but he is a world-class whiner, and he's a cone.
He's a cone.
He's perfect for the Clippers roster. They're full of over-the-hill players. James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Bradley Beal, John Collins, Brooke Lopez. My God.
Bradley Beal for now. But
he'll fit right in. All right, we got to get going, but first, an announcement from Neil Lomax.
Out of Portland State.
Neil Lomax and Muggsy Bogues are combining. They've got a new...
now, that's a camp I want to go to.
They've developed a new emoji. Neil Lomax and Muggsy Bogues. Thanks, Randy Shaver. Brad Ryder.
You bet.
Okay.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
Hey, podcast pals. It's Dana from the Half-Assed Morning Show. As always, we appreciate you checking on the podcast, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. The July heat means it's officially swass and crotch soup season. Gross! It also means our AC units are being put to the test. I recently went through an issue myself, and I was so happy to have my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning in my corner. They gave me real options, didn't make me feel like a dummy for not knowing a single thing about HVAC systems, and let me choose what worked best for my home and my budget. No pressure, just comfort my way. Enjoy the show, thanks for listening, and stay cool this summer with Standard.
The United States Soccer Federation presents the U.S. Soccer Podcast.
The United States have the lead.
The United States in full command.
To the back post, settled, scores! Centering, doubling his tally.
Never miss a game.
Hooks it across, into the middle, and there's the opening goal. Two for the United States.
Never miss a moment.
Barreling in, cutting in, going for goal, deflected and in. Yeah!
The U.S. Soccer Podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
It's Dr. Andrea.
Here to save you about $5,000 and answer your pet questions. It's Dr. Andrea.
On the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Thank you for tuning on in. It is 8:29, and we're going to shift our focus over to our very loving house pets. If you have something you'd like to ask a professional about your dog or cat, text us at 651-989-9393. In studio with us, sitting right here in our very comfortable.
It's like a jungle.
It is.
We have confused hypothalamuses on this show.
It's very crazy in here.
It's hot, wet, freezing.
Yes.
It's really, really cool to be pregnant in this kind of temperature.
Strange.
It's like broadcasting. It's like broadcasting after we've been abandoned in a rainforest.
Totally. It's like Survivor.
She came in and started shedding clothing right away because it's just a steam room in this garbage. Anyway, sitting
Unsafe
here with
work environment.
our friend Dr. Andrea Johnston from German Animal Hospital in Minnetonka. She's ready to hear all about your pet problems. Hello, Dr. Andrea.
Good morning.
What's new with you?
Well, not much. Trying to survive the heat.
God help us. Yeah.
I mean, the office feels the same way. I don't know. I don't think the air conditionings in Minnesota can keep up with it.
Oh, we've got HVAC problems.
It's weird. Like I said, like my hands are freezing.
Yes.
But everything else is just odd.
Yeah.
Feeling.
Damn.
The paper is like wet.
Yes, the paper. You set a water bottle down on something, the paper is going to disintegrate.
The number is 651-989-9393 if you want to text in a question. We start. Yes, John.
Go ahead. I was going to read a question.
You go.
Well, we have a very excited grandma-to-be.
Oh,
who is
congratulations.
texting. Yes, congratulations.
A grandmother-to-be.
Her son and his wife have an 18-month-old female lab.
Okay.
And so she just found out she's about to be a grandma. And apparently the dog's been acting different since the pregnancy. Won't go near the daughter-in-law. Won't sleep in their bed. And so she's wondering, can a dog sense a pregnancy? And if so, is there any reason to be concerned?
No. I mean, they sense those hormones way before we do. Like, you'll hear cats that are all of a sudden peeing all over the house before the owner even knows she's pregnant. So it's just a hormonal thing, and the dog's trying to kind of figure out, okay, what's going to change here?
Dogs sense it. Cats sense it.
Oh, yeah, they know way before us.
That's crazy.
Is it because of the power dynamic possibly changing? That's what I always, especially with cats, that's what I heard.
That's usually when the baby comes, after the baby's come, but usually it's more hormonal. They sense that change.
You see, I've seen this once before where the dog, who's been living in the house for 3 years, is introduced to a baby, and the dog hates the baby.
Mm-hmm.
And they got to get rid of the dog.
So sad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no matter what, there are some dogs who do not want that competition, and they show aggression.
Totally.
It's a bad situation.
Yeah.
It's a bad situation.
We see it all the time.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
How we know Ashley, I'm not sure if this let's say this happens, God forbid. I don't know if Ashley would keep the baby.
No, I would definitely call a
behaviorist.
Yes, and have them come in. My brother-in-law and his wife, they had somebody come in because of the same issue. Their dog they weren't getting along, and
where did the baby end up?
They gave a lot of tips on how to make it like you're not telling the dog to get away necessarily, like not putting all the pressure on the dog, like yelling at them to, you're too close to the baby, you're doing this, but to like pick up the baby and move the baby out of the dog's way, or like give the dog a safe space. Bless you.
My God.
Give the dog a safe space in the house.
Don't just
so they
yell
can
at the dog. Also yell at the baby.
Yes.
What are you doing there?
Right. So the other crazy thing is cats will try and this has happened, try and suffocate the baby. So we'll try and sit on the baby's head when it's an infant.
I'm scared of
I had
that.
a client who went to take a shower and left the baby in the car seat. She came out and the cat's sitting on the infant's head. So, I mean, separate them as much as you can when you're not there.
That's really
scary.
That's really freaky.
And it's such a cat thing to do because they're just so like that.
What's wrong with them?
Yes.
I mean, we love these pets of ours, but I don't know if you can 100% trust them.
No.
Not all the time.
We have a cat, and I'm very thankful that she's terrified of our dogs, and they get free roam of the house at night. So she won't be coming upstairs, hopefully. But she has been, all of a sudden, she usually doesn't care about me. Now she's got a little bit of an attitude.
Oh, no. She knows.
Yeah, I see her now, and her eyes are like just wide as can be, and
she knows you are about to create a problem.
Yeah. Like, sorry.
In the cat's mind, you're about to create a problem.
Yes.
Text has come in for you, Dr. Andrea, that says my dog was diagnosed with lumbosacral stenosis. You know what that means. We do not, but I'm sure you'll clear it up here in a minute. This listener says, what is your suggested treatment or his long-term prognosis for this condition? Overall, he's doing well, but he gets sore
Yeah. So that's just like narrowing and like arthritic changes around the spinal cord. So unfortunately, there's not much you can do besides managing pain with anti-inflammatories and then making sure you don't have like slippery floors.
Okay.
They have like those little rubber nails that they can wear or those little like balloon rubber booties you can put on. But it can progress quickly. It can be over a year to 2 years. It kind of just depends how quickly that dog will lose function in the back legs.
Can't have them slipping around.
No.
It does
It's so
damage.
sad.
Well, that's too bad. Yeah. Sorry to hear
Not
about
my favorite.
Josh knows this line. Hey, sorry about your bubby.
Yeah, definitely. We've got wood floors.
Yeah.
And we have to cover them completely because our dogs cannot walk on
Slide
wood
on
floors.
it.
They're terrible. I mean, there's no grace whatsoever, and they can't. I mean, we have so many rugs, it's ridiculous.
But it's fun to watch, though, right?
Well, they still figure out a way to, even just on the little bits where there is wood, to slip.
At least they're not afraid of it. I have a dog that's like afraid of hardwood floor or like bathroom tile.
Like, don't touch the lava kind of thing?
It's so sad to watch.
I think they just know they're going to slip on it. So they're afraid of it for that reason.
They don't want to embarrass themselves.
Medical.
I'm not looking to embarrass myself in front of the whole family.
No, you want to play it cool. Medical IT Jesus is getting a new puppy Saturday. What's the best way to introduce it to our two cats without holy hell breaking out?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
You throw them all in the same room, you slam the door.
Yeah.
Winner take all.
Yeah.
What are those, the ladder matches?
Yeah. Money in the bank ladder match?
Yeah, Money in the Bank. You just put the briefcase full of money on the ceiling.
You want to introduce them in really short increments and really positive environments. So make sure there's treats and make sure that the cats are happy. You're offering food and do it for like 10 minutes and then increase it to like 20 minutes and then 30 minutes. I'd also consider getting one of those pheromone collars for everybody involved.
Oh.
Those feel-away pheromone collars.
Everybody chills out.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because,
Yeah, the owner as well.
that was a question. Somebody asked the brand of cat calming collar you recommend.
I like
calming.
Feel Away.
Feel Away?
Yeah, F-E-L-I away.
Okay.
Feel Away. Yeah. That's a good product.
What was the spinal issue you brought up, or you didn't bring it up? That you
Yes.
What was it again?
Lumbosacral stenosis.
Okay, another text has come in. Would this be a sign of that issue, Dr. Andrea? I have an 11-year-old lab shepherd mix, active, healthy dog, but having a hard time standing up. Hips seem to have aches. Does that sound like?
My guess is either hip dysplasia.
Oh.
There's also a kind of a newly termed condition called geriatric onset laryngeal paralysis and hind limb paresis.
That's why I quit beer league softball.
It's called gulp. And so basically if that lab is like breathing like that and also hind limb weakness, it's oftentimes gulp. There's nothing you can do about it, sadly.
Yeah, okay.
So.
Well, that's something to keep an eye on. That's valuable. Yeah.
I would do it again, Jesus said. When's the best time to fix a female blue heeler? Getting a lot of conflicting times. 1, 2 years, second cycle.
Typically, I say nothing after the first cycle. I like to spay them before their first heat cycle, but now studies are showing it's okay to do it a little bit after, but I would not do more than one heat cycle.
Okay.
Because it increases the risk of cancer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, breast cancer.
We've received the text. We're speaking with Dr. Andrea Johnston from German Animal Hospital in Minnetonka. If you have a question about your pet, it's 651-989-9393. Got a text from I'll Try Anything 4 times Jesus. He sent us a picture, actually. How did he say this? He said, you know what pet doesn't hate your babies? Because we talked about the terrible idea of your cat or your dog turning on your brand new baby. I'll Try Anything 4 times Jesus said, you know what pet doesn't hate babies? And he sent us a picture of himself holding his pet gerbil.
Cute.
And he's making a face as if he's saying to himself, aw.
Or is that the guinea pig Oliver that we gave our first guinea pig shout out to?
That is the guinea pig,
Is it
yes.
the same one? Yeah.
Well, no, he says it's the creature, whatever it is, critter. I can't tell if it's a gerbil or a guinea pig. I don't know the difference. He says his name is Lil Kenny.
Oh, yeah, he sent some pictures earlier,
Oh, this
too,
is the
of
first
Oliver.
I've been introduced of Lil. Who is Oliver?
That's the guinea pig that Josh gave a shout out to yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he said he texted back this morning because we were trying to get Oliver to squeak. And he said that he was popcorning around, which is when they like hop around in their cage all happy.
They get happy.
Oh, like the Zoomies?
Yes, that's so cute.
I know so little about these little characters. Hey, Lil Kenny is a cute number. Thanks for texting in.
Cute.
To the program. Here is a character, an Australian Shepherd Collie mix that will. You like the sound of that?
Yeah, it's a wild one.
Australian Shepherd Collie mix. Yeah, a lot of energy there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It likes to lick where another dog has marked.
Gross.
He then lets his tongue hang out and drools for a while. He does it all the time unless I holler at him. Why would he do this? Is this harmful?
Well, a couple things. It's not harmful, but if it's the same dog's urine that he's licking, I make sure the other dog doesn't have a urinary tract infection, because a lot of times that urine's sweet and they'll want to lick it.
Yeah.
If the dog's not neutered, I'd get him neutered, because it could be a hormonal thing as well.
I wonder if it's the same thing for humans when they get a UTI.
Does it taste sweet?
Yeah.
It does, yes.
Josh over here.
Quite sweet.
plays potty games on the regular.
Yep.
So.
Makes iced tea with it.
Our dogs, like, when they're both males, and they just walk right in the middle of it if the other one's going. I think it's because they're dumb.
Yeah, it's my dog pees on his own leg when he pees, and then it's just
Yeah, the aim
doesn't bother them.
Isn't a concern, and whose pee belongs to who isn't a concern.
Yeah.
Do you recommend? This is from Helicopter Fixer Jesus. Do you recommend wolf joint supplements?
Never heard of them. But there is a huge market for joint supplements. I would say anything that has glucosamine chondroitin in it is a good option, or omega-3 fatty acids like fish oils. I like Dasequin. I think that's a good product. That's a good joint supplement.
Dasequin?
Dasequin.
Oscar is a cat that we have in our listening audience, Dr. Andrea, and he likes to go outside and eat grass. Is that a stomach problem?
Oh, gosh, they do that all the time. My dog does that all the time.
And rabbit poop.
Yeah, rabbit poop's harmless because rabbits just eat grass.
Well, this is a cat, if that makes any difference.
Well, the cat does?
Oh, and it is such a cute kitty.
Yeah, Oscar the cat, he goes outside, he eats grass, and he doesn't want anyone to bother him while he's eating grass.
No, that's a common habit of dogs and cats. Sometimes people say they do it because they want to make themselves vomit, but typically it's just kind of a behavioral thing. My dog does it as well.
So it isn't harmful?
No. I mean, as long as they're not like getting into weird grasses, I wouldn't support it. I'd probably try and distract them, but yeah. There's toxic grasses out there.
Oh, yeah. Make sure the lawn guy hasn't been hasn't
they'll
swung
usually
through.
put a sign out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
UPS Golden Valley Delivery Jesus said they have a kitty that's been sneezing like crazy. Took him to the doctor. They basically said there's nothing they can do. Cat just has allergies. Can you recommend any sort of over-the-counter vet allergy medication? Sometimes they say it's like 9-10 times in a row. And the cat just looks wiped out afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, if it's like yellow-green snot coming out of the nose, I'd consider antibiotics and have that cat rechecked. Sometimes they can get stuff in their nose, like grass. If they're eating grass, if the cat's outdoors, they can get the strangest things into their nasal cavity. They can get a bot fly or a maggot, in the nose.
I thought I overheard you saying something about a bot fly off
Yeah,
there.
we had one this week.
Yuck. Can you explain that again for folks that don't know what that is?
So it's basically like fly larvae that burrows itself into the skin of the dog, and then there's a hole, and it bothers the dog, and you put little Vaseline over the hole and suffocate it and tries to come out, and then I took a video for you guys, actually. And then you actually grab the forceps and you pull it out.
I remember you mentioning this before.
It was really fun. It was a big one, too.
You end up pulling out like a long
It's like,
slug
like half
type
an
of
inch slug, like white slug.
That's just upsetting.
It's so fun.
Does the dog feel just a million times better?
I mean, it hurts when it comes out, right?
Yeah.
It feels weird, and then, they feel great.
You find it to be fun.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's interesting.
It's so fun.
It certainly is. Was there a new guy working that day?
Oh, I bet I know where he was.
Was there an intern there?
I mean, no, but we all stand there and just like wait, as it slowly comes out and pokes its head. It's like whack-a-mole or whatever.
Yeah, I can understand the interest there.
It's Dr. Andrea
on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
We got time for one more round with Dr. Andrea, our veterinarian pal from Gurman Animal Hospital. Got time for a few more questions here. Let's apologize ahead of time to folks because we're not going to be able to get to all the questions. We try our damnedest but it just so happens that Dr. Andrea is the most popular woman in the world. And we get so many. So we apologize to the questions we're not going to get to. You were mentioning earlier, Dr. Andrea, that you had some fun yesterday removing a bot fly.
Actually, Dr. Ian, one of my counterparts, was doing it, and we were all just standing around waiting for it to come out.
Yeah, you were describing you put some Vaseline on the wound, and then the little worm sticks his head out, and you grab it with your mouth. And
how often does that happen, and how does that happen?
So, I mean, it's because of a fly landing on maybe like a small wound and dropping an egg, and then the larvae grow and burrow into the skin.
Like you're finishing up a bottle of tequila.
I mean,
you swallow the worm and you dish high fives to everyone in the room.
Pretty common.
Well, I will say, I don't know if you guys see it, but the flies are so bad this summer.
Yeah,
so maybe I don't know if it's the weather that's causing it to be so bad, but there's a lot of flies. We see them, I don't know, a couple times a year.
Well, when you were discussing it, we got a text that says, and just like that, my delicious sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich from Holiday is no longer desirable. It's okay. What do we do all the time around here, Josh?
We ruin breakfast.
We ruin appetites for people.
Yeah, we are the breakfast ruiners.
I don't like, my husband won't let me tell people what I do at weddings, because then we're talking about diarrhea within.
Well, it is kind of fun how passionate you are about this stuff.
It doesn't gross me out.
Not at all.
No.
Well, speaking of diarrhea, there's a dog, a 6-month Belgian Malinois.
Oh, yeah.
Has the squirts, quote unquote, for a week.
Yikes.
Diagnosed with hookworm, now on treatment for it. Still has diarrhea. Has some medicine to stiffen things up. But what can I do to fix this? Is I'm up every hour and a half bringing him outside, and I'm tired.
Ooh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'd call your vet and see if you could get like a prescription diet, as well as maybe an anti-diarrheal to cover the other half of the treatment if the hookworm treatment's not enough. So, yeah, a lot of times nothing over the counter will work with that. I'd call the vet, yeah.
We've covered some unpleasant things.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's part of the game, isn't it? Earlier we had a conversation about how some house pets react to a new baby in the home. And sometimes it's fine and sometimes it's not. This is hilarious. Somebody texted in to say, my dog once peed on my pregnancy test before I could.
Hey, let me get in there quick.
That's friggin' awesome. Peed on my pregnancy test before I could. By the way, they said it was a false positive.
Oh, what? What were they doing where they were worried about if they were pregnant?
Oh, man.
Dr. Andrea, a listener texted in a wonderful picture of their boxer.
Cute.
And that boxer's name is Poopy. Did you see the picture of Poopy, Ashley?
No, I didn't.
Oh, she's just having the time of her life in this picture. Are boxers more prone to skin tags? And are they cancerous, or could they be cancerous?
Well, boxers are definitely more predisposed to cancer and certain types of skin cancer, like mast cell tumors. So anytime I see any type of skin tag or bump on a boxer, or anytime you see a lump, it should be sampled. So I'd get that checked out.
Let me know if you find the picture of Poopy. It looks like someone just told her she's just won front row tickets to WrestleMania. She's just so excited in the picture.
Oh, I need to find it.
Yes. Oh, by the way, they say Poopy is a 5-time cancer survivor.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, wow.
I'm sorry, I almost missed that part.
That's awesome.
Oh,
wow.
she's so cute.
Yeah.
There is a couple questions on potty. This person, maintenance manager Jesus, said, my dog will only poop if I take him on walks. It started a couple months ago. He'll hold it and have an accident if they don't walk him. It never used to be an issue. And then somebody else has a question. Is it normal for a 6-month-old spaniel mix that's been spayed to be squatting half a dozen times on her walk after having a full pee right away?
Wow.
So a couple questions about that.
Yeah, well, so a lot of times dogs want to go for a walk and poop outside of their yard. They like to potentially keep their yard clean, or if the yard needs to be picked up, that's why they will go elsewhere. So I'd make sure you pick up the poop in the yard. But some dogs just like to poop on walks and outside of their own habitat.
We had a dog that loved that.
Yeah. Female dogs do that a lot.
Yeah, it was a girl.
Yeah.
It was instantaneous for her.
Yeah, for some reason they like to do that. Females are a little more sensitive as to where they want to go to the bathroom versus a male dog.
Kind of like we regular folks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The other part of that question, though, I'd probably get that dog checked out for a bladder infection or a bladder stone or something else that could be causing that frequent urination outside. Yeah.
Would there be any tests, Dr. Andrea, that you would run if you suspected that a cat had an autoimmune disease?
Depends on the autoimmune disease. I probably run some routine lab work, make sure there's nothing abnormal in labs, but there's like a bajillion different types of autoimmune diseases.
Okay.
So it depends on what type.
You'd be there all day running all
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You'd spend a lot of money just going for that.
Flea and tick medicine. Can your dog get sick if they lick it?
We don't encourage it. That's why we put it through on the shoulder blades in an area that they can't lick it.
So I'm wondering if it's one dog to the other. Yeah, because they say they have small poodles, and they did it on the back.
Yeah.
And one of them must be sick for like 3 days.
It's possible. It could be due to it. I would not encourage that. I would separate them or obviously stop them from licking each other's skin.
What happens? Is that something you go to the vet for?
Well, it's an insecticide. There's really nothing you can do, but I'm sure it probably made the dog feel crummy. Yeah.
I hate putting that stuff on them, and then they get all like greasy, and then they...
That's why we like the orals.
Yeah, I prefer that too, but I think the price difference or something like that. So yeah, then my dogs like roll on their back on the couch and it's everywhere.
Yeah. I always kind of liked putting the greasy tick medication on the dog because you can kind of like it kind of makes their haircut look like they're in the 50s.
Yeah, they got a little mohawk.
Totally agree. The greasy look, they look like Ralph Macchio from The Outsiders. Ever since someone texted in about their dog peeing on their pregnancy test, a couple more people have texted in disastrous pet stories, which are always fun. My dog ate my passport the night before I was trying to make an international flight.
Oh, man. Yeah, didn't want him to go.
What the hell do you do in that situation?
You're right. Because dogs can tell when you're packing up and ready to go somewhere.
Yes.
They know.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere, jerkwad.
Gets so much attitude.
Then maybe that dog was smarter than we give it credit for. Ate the passport the night before. Jeez.
That's impressive.
Got a pit bull mix here from Butthurt Jesus with an enlarged heart. She's on 3 medications for her condition. How long can they last?
Depends on the stage of heart disease. But if she's already on those 3 meds, that's kind of progressing to worrying about congestive heart failure.
Okay.
So, I mean, dogs can go a couple years with heart failure and heart disease, or it can go pretty quickly. It's hard to tell. Just like a person.
Yeah.
Just like a person.
Well, Dr. Andrea, I think you've given enough.
I love it.
What more could people ask for? My goodness, you've left it all out there.
We always appreciate your time, and we would love to have you back in a couple weeks. Have a nice rest of your week and get into some air conditioning.
Yeah.
Get out of here as quickly as you can.
Very sorry for this place.
We're just all rosy-cheeked and sweaty around in this.
But clammy at the same time.
Yes, you're exactly right.
Poor Ashley's just miserable.
I'm not having a good time.
She's laying down in between when we're playing songs or commercials. She's half laying down.
Almost ready to pop.
Yeah.
This is the sound that Ashley makes when she walks into this room every morning. Just good morning.
Are you here? Just out of nowhere.
I'm telling you, this is like a psychological game that the Wizard of Oz or someone is playing with us. Someone's watching over us, I think, and playing with the thermostat and seeing how humans react to a certain situation. Anyway, thanks, Dr. Andrea.
Of course.
We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.
Hey, podcast pals. It's Dana from the Half-Ass Morning Show. As always, we appreciate you checking on the podcast, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. The July heat means it's officially swass and crotch soup season. Gross! It also means our AC units are being put to the test. I recently went through an issue myself, and I was so happy to have my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning in my corner. They gave me real options, didn't make me feel like a dummy for not knowing a single thing about HVAC systems, and let me choose what worked best for my home and my budget. No pressure, just comfort my way. Enjoy the show, thanks for listening, and stay cool this summer with Standard.